It's really not the sort of thing you want to walk into town with. Um,
Well,
and
maybe.
I don't think we want to go traveling either because just the two of us will probably die pretty quickly. So it'd be great if
What kind of area are you guys in?
we're just outside town in like right at the outskirts of the town, like in the woods.
Wilderness, huh? That
Yeah.
sounds like a perfect place, actually, to encounter my particular character.
I will say that I'm almost done. I just need to finish up a few items. That's like the
Okay.
only thing I have left to do.
Sure.
So,
Okay. So, if you guys are outside town, then there'd be a high percent chance that you might, in fact, encounter me.
All right. Well, let's look at the big picture. Oh yeah, actually, you guys are looking at the big picture. Let me take you to the bigger picture of the well, not Shadowdale, the Moonshade area. So let me move this over here.
Yeah, we've got like a camp a little bit outside of Ulash, so if you're the kind of guy just like wandering around, you might stumble across us. It's not like super concealed or anything.
All right.
Does anyone in town know where you are?
No.
Okay.
We only just got here like today.
But you talked to someone about dwarven artifact?
Yeah, merchant. We didn't tell him where we live.
Okay.
No, man, he doesn't know anything about us or anything.
All right. So for the new people, this is Ulesh. There are wherever they decide they want to be at, either on the northeast, northwest, or east or southeast side of the camp, because they were actually going to Shadowdale, which is they'd have to go through Vulnar, in order to get to that particular area. So let's look at the bigger picture. So, like, well, okay, how do we get to Shadowdale from here? So let's look at this map. Yeah. So actually, oh, there it is. Okay. So Ulash, and then the road to Shadowdale is to the southwest. All right. So I'll let you guys roleplay your. Yeah, I'll let you guys roleplay your adventures outside the city. So basically, the guys were going to go out and speak to the dwarven character, which he basically decided that he had enough of rope or adventuring. He decided, well, he needs to just go back to where his hometown is, which is somewhere in Cormier, from what little I can remember. So he decides to leave the group with a hearty and sad goodbye. He and his comrade decide to abandon the party. So there's only two characters left, and that would be the female with a undead chimera and a wizard, a pale-looking wizard type of a person. So, all right, so they're basically camped out. So I'll go ahead and get that started, since they are just going to be chillaxing next to a campfire. And I would imagine if you guys are the druid types or whatever type you are, you can just say, "Hi, how's it going?" But at the moment, there are
So,
just.
so it's just me and Kelris right now?
I don't think you officially have met the native,
Anybody?
the native of Ulash. Now, Mr. Native of Ulash, you can also, I mean, you don't stay in Ulash all 24/7. You would more than likely have something to do outside
Well, you
of
could have
town.
honestly spotted them while we were. Well, you could have spotted. I wasn't with them, but you could have spotted Kelris while he was in town.
That is correct as well. So, whichever way you want to do it, they are outside of town, and you guys can take it away.
All right. Well, maybe I'll start then. So I'm Paul, by the way, in case you don't recognize my voice.
Okay.
So you guys are in your camp in the forest there, is that right?
Yeah.
Catherine and
Probably just chatting about the fact that now we're just two wizards alone with a couple of undead.
Okay, so you see a very short, 3.5 foot tall uh, person who's with a cloak, and he wanders into your camp and says, "Hello there.
Hello. Um,
Um,
who are you? You?
my name's Ash, and I was just talking to a friend of yours, this dwarf, and he told me where to find you."
Oh. Um, talk to him. And I kind of point at Kelris and make you do the talking.
My companion is a little shy. Can I help you with something?
Yes, I have a little job, and I'm looking for some people to help me out. I'm from Ulash, and we are in dire straits, the locals, and we're looking. I'm looking to gather some people together, maybe up to 7, but 3 might do, um, to help the poor town folk from some of the terrible things that are going on there. I ran into this dwarf who was trying to buy some dwarven artifact for half price, but um, he said he wasn't interested, but he knew a couple of people that might be. So that's how I found you. There's only 2 of you. I don't know if that's enough.
You'll actually notice that there's 2 guys who aren't really moving around too much that are dressed pretty much like head to toe in armor. It's pretty hard to
Oh,
discern
so
any
there's
other
more than
features.
2 of you. That's even better. Oh, is the
There's
Chimera in view?
Yeah, and then there's a skeleton chimera who I'm just sitting on.
Oh, you're sitting on. Okay. Well, you look like a formidable group, and from what I've heard, you might be perfect for this job.
Well, what did it entail?
Well, I don't know how much you know about Ulash. Do you know much? Do you know about the 3 factions that sort of control the town?
I'm aware that Zental Keep and the Hillsfar Militia are currently warring over control of it.
Are you aware that there's actually a 3rd group that's probably the real controllers of what's going on in town? They're called the
I'm not.
Illuminati.
No, actually,
Really, Nelson?
no. I meant they were like they were like the
Oh,
Illuminati.
no, that's not what you said.
Oh, yeah.
You just
They're
called
not.
them the Illuminati.
They were
So
like
I've
the
got to go with
Illuminati.
it.
Now let me give you. No,
All right.
you don't know them. You don't actually. I did
Oh,
say you
okay.
don't
There's
know.
a 3rd unknown group. They
Yeah.
don't have a name. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Behind the scenes.
Yeah,
See,
I did.
yeah.
I did mention the Black Alms and the other one as
Yeah,
well.
the 2 thieves groups, the Black Alms and the Swift Scars.
Yeah, there you go. All right, that's as much
And
as you know about. You don't know anything about the third party. The third
oh,
one.
I thought I knew that they were existed. No,
Yeah,
I don't even know that.
you know that 2 of them are very visible and they're known throughout Ulash. The third one, you know that they are because the first 2 they're just like frickin' frack. But you have to have a smart person that is running the show, and you know that these guys are idiots. So you know that they can't be in charge. So you pretty much figured out there's got to be somebody who's telling these guys what to do, and you already know the motivation of the money that's happening and why the 2 factions of Zento Keep and um, Hillsfire are here. They're here to waste money, to sell arms, to you know make the war effort keep going and going. And the people that are selling
Right.
the arms, they're getting rich. And who is behind all that? Well, then that's what you don't really know. You just know that there's two idiots that are the Thieves Guild. Well, they're not idiots. They're not complete buffoons. They're just not. You wouldn't think that of them to be like these guys couldn't be the masterminds of this whole organization of what's going on in town. But so you know that there's a kingpin in the background, but you don't know anything about him. So that's
All right.
what's happening.
So, someone I know in town has more information on this, what's going on, and there could be some good money in it. And you might be saving a few people too if you're interested in that kind of thing.
I'm not a particularly benevolent sort, but if there's good money in it, I suppose you've caught my interest.
Well, my karma could certainly use a boost at this moment, so sounds fine to me.
Now,
Could you tell us any more details?
Well, my friend Joe, the bartender. All right, was Joe just another? Jay couldn't think of a name, so
No, so basically,
I threw
you
a
have
name
an
out.
well, you have an uncle who has to he does deals with the Thieves Guild organization because he has to pay, he has to pay up to the Thieves Guild. So he knows your uncle. I just said Joe as for an example. You can give him whatever name you want. Anyway, your uncle has already been hijacked for the money that he has to pay on a weekly basis, and you're not too happy with it because he's getting robbed. He's getting robbed blind. He's getting robbed. All right, he's got to pay the money every month. If he doesn't pay it, then he gets his legs broken, and you're not too happy with that because he's your uncle and you love him to death. So you know that these guilds are responsible um, for this particular events that are in town. You also know that the Thieves Guild is also oppressing the people with daily ransoms of okay, you either pay us or we're not going to give you protection. If we don't give you protection, then we're just going to get the Zintil Keep and the Hillsfire militia to come here and rough you up. So they've got a little racket going where the people are fucked either way. They're just screwed. I mean, because it's basically like here, the mafia is corrupt, the police are corrupt, the mayor's corrupt. So this has got to stop. And you pretty much just figured out that, well, okay, there is no mayor. I'm just giving you an example. There's no mayor. There's really no police at in this particular town. So everything's pretty much um, up in the air. It's whoever has the most muscle, they're probably going to be the ones that are going to be in charge. So these two thieves guilds are, again, they're just hustling the people. They're shaking them down for the money. And if they don't cooperate, well, then they just talk to the Zintail Keep or the Hillsfire to come in here and burn some houses down. So the whole place is pretty much corrupt. So you know this is happening. You have your uncle who owns a tavern that is pretty much just telling you how things are. Um, I don't know that much about your background, but that's the overall story of Ulash. As far as the old forgotten lore, as like the uh, Modar, the long forgotten god, there's still whispers and rumors that it might still be worshipped here in this town, but you don't know that much about it. You've got your hands full with you just trying to get this town back in order in whichever way you can. All right, so that's basically the overall story of Ulash. Um,
What was
the
that god called again, Nelson? I made my knowledge check for him
Moander.
last
Moander,
night.
Moander.
yeah. There is a 20% chance that his faction is in full swing. Does that have anything to do with the Thieves Guild? Probably not. I mean, so you've got three missions here in town. First, you can cut off the heads of either one of the two Thieves Guild, or go after the kingpin, the real leader, the guy that makes shit happens, which you don't know anything about, so you're gonna have to do a lot of asking around town. The problem with that is if you ask too many questions, people are just gonna notice who you are. So that might be a problem. There's going to be gather information at a -20 or a DC of 20 just to not be noticed, which is pretty damn high. So that's that. So if you're thinking I'm just going to do a knowledge local and try to figure out who this guy is, well, if you want to do that, the DC is 20 plus your. It's actually higher than 20, so it's actually 30 if you want to try it. But that's you. It's pretty damn high. And you guys don't have to like. Well, you shouldn't be telling us this. Well, you know that you're gonna get in trouble if you go to a bad neighborhood and start asking questions about, hey, where do I find drugs? You're gonna get a beat down. So that's not uncommon. So you've got the new guy here. Forgot your name again. Ash.
Ash?
Ash is basically telling you everything I just told you. It's basically what he already knows. As far as anything else that's going on with his family, well, he can make whatever he wants up, but that's the overall story of Ulash. There are basically three, and I want to just go over this again. Kill the kingpin, go after the thieves guild, um, or try to do something as far as stopping the militia, either Hillsfire or Zentale Keep militia from tearing up the town. Well, there, yeah, either one of those two might be. All of them are pretty bad choices, but your friend Ash needs some help. So I'll just let you guys talk about how you're gonna figure that out. And on top of that, once you get into town, there's going to be more information and maybe a side mission or two. So, all right, there you go.
So, what do you think, guys?
It, sounds fine. I don't know you.
Yeah, I mean, the guys can just say, I don't think that's a good idea. Why don't we just go kill some trolls? That's also an option. Or you can just go to Hillsfire and talk to Ilminster and have some roasted marshmallows while you talk to him about whatever you want to talk to him about. So let me get some water, and you guys
Roasted
can.
marshmallows.
Yeah, no, talking to an old man about Planescape or whatever it is you want to talk to him about. All right, well, I'm getting some water. You guys can get your heads together. We also got to get those two new people that are going to be coming around from behind the bushes and scaring the shit out of you guys. So I'll let that happen. So go ahead and knock that out.
Okay, so are the new people? Are you gonna show up or
I'm probably.
you
I've
still
just got a few
working?
items left, and I can still roleplay during that, finishing up stuff. 'Cause that's literally all I have left. I have a lot of gold to spend.
How about you, Morningstar?
Me? You probably find me once you start walking.
Okay.
I'm not going to be doing a lot of the talking, by the way, until I know you guys better, because that's a character trait. Just so you know.
That's cool.
Not a problem.
Well, Kelrus will say to Ash, it's like, well, you mentioned there was money in it. Do you have a client to resolve this issue?
Well, let's just say part of what I told Nelson, he probably doesn't remember, is that I'm a member of one of the. I better check with him on this. So my idea was I was going to be a member of both the thieves guilds, and I'm working them against each other. Sort of Yojimbo kind of idea. But I think I sent him a note on that, but I think he's forgotten about it. So I'm not sure if that's the case or not. But I think I have inside information, some inside information on the guilds that we can get started with, and I can maybe ask a few questions without being sort of noticed as quickly.
Yeah, you definitely have the inside scoop. The problem is you're going to have two of your two new members of two new people that the town has never seen before, and they're going to be a little suspicious.
Also,
But-
I need to bring my chimera.
Yeah, that's.
Can you make it invisible?
Yes.
Still has to fit through doors, though, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that might be an issue there. All right.
Yeah.
His name is Bob.
Bob the Chimera?
Yep.
Is Bob's a skeleton, though, is that correct?
Yes. Yes, he is a skeleton.
So, you've got an undead monster hanging around? Is it undead? What is it? Skeleton?
He's friendly.
Friendly undead.
You can pet him if you'd like.
Maybe later.
What the hell is that? Is that your familiar? What the hell that is?
It's a lizard wizard.
Oh, where's your familiar at?
My companion is on the other sheet.
Is that Valony? Valices? Is that Valices?
His name is Ferdinand.
Oh, okay. What is your do you have what, 60 dark vision? Is that what you got?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, when we leveled
both of
up,
us.
Nelson, I also paid the permanency XP cost for Arcane Sight, so I have a permanent Arcane Sight now.
Woo!
What's Arcane Sight?
Captain Badass over here.
He
can
never
see,
needs to cast detect magic. He constantly sees magical auras at all times.
That might be very painful should you happen to look at a very powerful source of magic, though.
There's no penalties listed for the spell, so
Now
Nelson
you
wants to
paid
house
for
rule
it?
something.
No. It's
Yeah,
just where'd you buy it? Because the only place you've been to
It's
is.
a permanency. So we have the spell permanency. He paid
Oh,
the
okay.
XP cost. That's what he meant.
Oh, okay. I thought you had somebody do it for you. Okay, well.
Because he's a loser face and he took all these feats that lets him be at a higher caster level so that he can do it now. He doesn't have to wait till he's level 11.
Yeah, isn't that a 5th level spell?
Yeah, we're
No.
level 9.
We're level 9, but
Oh, yeah,
to make arcane sight permanent, you're supposed to be level 11. But he's stupid and he has feet, and I hate him.
That's just a caster level trick. No problem if you're using spell focus.
Spell focus increases a DC. I have a feat that lets me take damage to increase my caster level up to 3.
Oh, that sounds like Blood Mage as a feat.
It's reserves of strength.
Neat.
All right. Who is Faraday? Who the hell is that? All right. Well, I'll. Oh, that's Morningstar too. What's going on with this Morningstar thing? This guy. You want me to delete him or?
No. That's why I need the second sheet. He's my compatriot.
You have. Do you have the leadership feed or something?
It's legit. All will be described eventually.
Not kind of down on that. The reason being it slows down the game a lot, but let's see how it goes. All right, so we got that guy.
Anyway,
he's already
Paul/Ash, what did you actually
I'm already
tell Doris
on there.
in character about your association? Because you mentioned some stuff out of character about you being like part of a thieves guild, but I need to know what you actually told me in character.
So I just talked about my uncle who is being, let's say most of the people in town are being ripped off by these thieves, and I want to put a stop to that. But my uncle has some more information that he wanted to give about how we might go about stopping these things.
Well, who's paying us? You mentioned money was involved.
My understanding is that a lot of these protection fees that are being collected get stored in a certain place that might be vulnerable.
You want us to steal?
Well, not necessarily. I'm just saying there could be money involved if you needed money.
Kelris, I'll leave this matter in your decision hands. I am saddened by the loss of our comrades. If you wish to do this, then we can proceed.
I'm not typically the kind to get involved with stealing, especially not from a guild of people who steal.
We actually know of a mark who deserves to be stolen from. Very much. And is very rich.
Who
Just
would
saying.
that be?
Well, we were in Than, or how do you pronounce it, guys?
Flan?
Yeah,
Flan?
Flan.
Is it Flan, not Than? Okay. We were in Flan a couple days ago, and the mayor promised us a hefty sum of money for completing a job for him. And then when the job was completed, he paid us less than half. The job's price was, what was it, 30,000, and he gave us 15?
It was 25 and he gave us 12.
Okay, sorry, yeah, 25 and he gave us 12,000. So the town is, of course, not responsible for this, but the mayor himself is quite wealthy, and we know of a man who told us he'd be able to get us inside. We were just unsure if we would be able to get out, but I believe you might have the skills we were missing.
Well, based on what Ash has told us, I suspect he's more concerned about the well-being of his, what was it, your uncle, than our financial issues.
Certainly, but I'm always willing to help you out if maybe later you help me out.
Well, we could help you out now, and then you could assist us after, since we're already where you need to be.
I'm agreeable to that.
That seems fair to me. Did you have a plan of sorts to stop these shakedowns, as they were?
I think, Nelson, do we have to talk to my uncle about this?
Well, yeah, your uncle would have some information, but you guys can come up with something. I don't think your uncle would have any more bright ideas than what you guys would probably come up with. It's basically the question is, how are we going to get rid of these thieves guilds, or who is behind the thieves guilds, or um, can we have the Zinto Keep or the Hills Fire get involved in trying to stop these thieves guild? Just there's different ways about trying to stop the thieves guilds. Or you can get
Right.
you can
My
I was gonna say you can
Go
go.
ahead.
You can get in good with one thieves guilds, and that thieves guilds can be your friend, and then that they'll you be their friend, and then kill the other thieves guilds a chief, and now that thieves guild is your buddy, and you say, hey, why don't you stop with being the asshole shit, and maybe try to help the town out, and they'll say, hey, yeah, you know what, you're right, we're assholes, we need to stop that. It's something like that. I'm not saying that's going to happen.
Because that's how thieves
I mean,
would act. Yeah.
well, depending
Well,
on,
okay. So
yeah.
go ahead.
No, I was going to
I
depending
was
on
going to
what
say part
kind
of
of,
my backstory.
well, yeah, depending on
We're
what
talking
type
over each
of
other.
thief you're, like, say for example, you have the Earl Flynn thief who is not a complete dick. He's just trying to eke out a living. So if you make a deal to where, you take out his competition, he's not going to be such a like a big asshole. I'm not saying that's the situation, but there's different facets of, not all thieves guilds are just complete monsters. They might have some sort of, you can maybe negotiate with them on a level, right?
Okay, so what my plan had been, or my backstory, I thought, was that I've kind of hooked up with both of the Thieves Guild, and I'm trying to work them against each other.
Well, they know of you, but they're not. You're just like some 15-year-old kid to them. You're not. I know you're not 15 years old, but you're just a waste of time to them. You're not even somebody they need to think twice about.
Right. So I haven't proven myself. Is that
Yeah, you're a nobody. You're just
okay?
basically like a peasant in this
All right.
very large town. Well, not that large,
Okay.
but
So my my plan needs a little more work, but I think we could work one guild against the other, and the Zental Keep and the Hillsfire people, they're not part of the guild is separate from them. Is that right?
Zintokeep is a city, and Hillsfire is another city. They're both fighting
Right, but
for.
the soldiers are in town, right?
Yeah, they're basically in the outskirts of town. They don't really get involved with the day-to-day lives of the people of Ulash. Those
Oh,
yeah, those is
so
basically
they're not
kept.
fighting in the street.
No, no, no. They basically they have skirmishes every now and then in order for them to waste weapons, destroy weapons, and then therefore they can order more weapons, and then they can keep the war fight going. They're just it's basically just a matter of buying arms and weapons.
Okay,
That's
and
what they're there to do.
so the arms and all that is that coming from outside of Ulash?
Yeah, you
Like,
don't
is that a
know. Yeah, you don't
that's
know.
a sep? Okay, I don't know. Okay,
That might tie in with the Thieves Guild or might not. But you need to actually start talking to people in order to find out what the hell is going on.
okay,
You just need to stop all this organization from doing what they're doing now, which is just harassing people 24/7.
okay. So I maybe misrepresented how much I knew about what was going on here.
No,
But my
yeah, you know more than anybody here, and I mean I'm just
well,
explaining.
sure, yeah.
I mean, this is your
So my
information.
plan is we need to go and talk to try and work one of the thieves guilds against the other.
Um, do you have a way for me to get my Chimera into town?
That might be difficult. Are you thinking, is this Chimera coming with you everywhere? Like wherever
Well,
we
I'm
go,
not
the
leaving
Chimera
it
goes? Or,
alone, so.
okay, if you leave it alone, is it going to wander off? Or
Well, it could die, is my worry.
I see. And this is not easily. You can't just create another one.
Well, I'd need to kill another Chimera first.
I see what you're saying.
And, we're not running into Chimeras like every 2 seconds.
No, can we like throw a blanket on him, pretend he's hitch a wagon to him, and
Pretend he's a horse. Well, he has 3 heads.
pretend he's 3 horses. I'm not sure.
You don't know of
Do
any
unusual creatures
back
pulling
alleys
wagons?
we
Is
could
that
bring him in through?
well? Maybe Nelson. Is there? Can we possibly sneak
You,
this thing into town, or is
uh,
that
I'm not gonna say whether they can try.
no? Okay, yeah.
I'm not gonna. They can try. I mean, that's a disguise.
Well, I
Is
can make him invisible. That's something. He will make noise though, so it needs to be kind of like a back room that we get him into quickly.
like a stable or something?
It's somewhere where he won't be noticed.
Okay. Well, it is fairly war torn, so there must be some abandoned buildings. I don't know, Nelson, if I might know of some abandoned building that could hold a chimera
Uh,
without great
Yeah.
notice, or
No, I mean, everywhere you go, most of the places that you would probably want to put him in would have to be maybe a large warehouse. And most of the warehouses are basically are going to be in the vicinity of, workers and people that are going to be around.
okay?
So warehouses are,
But what
yeah.
are there any abandoned? Like the Khmer doesn't look huge. And he doesn't eat, right? So he's what,
Yeah,
15 feet long, 20 feet long,
yeah,
It's
let
a
me,
or is
skeleton.
that not to scale?
no, it's a large creature. It's a large creature.
Yeah, it's a
He's about as big as a horse.
and he's a skeleton.
Yeah, you might know of a place. Yeah, just trying to get them. Uh, Basically, it would be like a disguise check to oppose, because there are going to be some people. You might have maybe two or three.
Well, I'm going to make him invisible.
Yeah, well well, there he does know of a warehouse or an area where they can you can put him in. So yeah, that's a yes roll on that one.
Okay.
What's going on with the two new people though? Are they?
So you guys want us to start walking and then you're gonna jump in? Is that what I understood? Both of you, or just one of you, or do you both just need to start walking?
I was just finishing up. Very sorry about that. Uh, Shoot, pardon me.
And it's up to you guys when you want to jump in.
All right.
Yeah, you don't necessarily.
We'll start walking.
Yeah, you don't have to jump in like in the middle of. You can jump in the
Yeah.
city if you want to. All right, so basically, you guys are leaving your campsite and walking back. You basically turned your chimera invisible, so you have an invisible chimera, which is undead. Uh, so
No,
you.
I wouldn't make him invisible yet. No, because it doesn't last for very long. So I would wait till we were a little bit closer to town before I turned him invisible.
Okay, well, probably the
Yeah.
closest you can get away or can get away without being noticed would be at least, I would say 100 yards before.
That's fine. But
Yeah.
I just saying, like, the second we start walking, I'm not going to turn him invisible. I'm going to turn him invisible, like, as close to town as I think I can get away with.
Okay, so you're about 100 yards away from town. You're looking inside, or you're looking down into the fortress, which is Ulash, and
By the way, dude, that was waiting for us to walk. We already started walking.
On the
Yeah.
path towards town, you might see a curious sight.
all right.
You
so-
might see, first, a bent-over wizard wearing your most classical, even stereotypical, star-covered robe. He's bending over, looks like examining a rock of some sort. However, upon standing up, it might be a little more noticeable that he is in fact a hulking 7-foot 3-inch tall lizard man, dressed in a classic robe and wizard's hat.
Are you a barbarian?
No. He holds in his hand a mushroom, it pockets it, and goes about picking. Still picking. A little farther away from him is what looks to be a man clad in armor, carrying around a a door, and a small lance.
His name wouldn't happen to be Brom, would it?
Rom.
Brom. Nobody. If you get
League
that,
jokes.
yeah.
Wait,
I
I didn't
caught
know
it.
Brahm's shield was a door.
It's a door that that's his whole thing, is that it was a door from a mountain. Nobody could open it.
Wow.
So he broke it off.
Yeah.
I had no idea his shield was a door. Well, no. No references to Brahm here.
All right.
He seems to be rather obliviously walking about and picking mushrooms.
Okay, well, as soon as I see him, I try and hide.
Yeah, me too, to be honest. A
He's some
giant
kind of
lizard.
lizard thing.
Yeah, it's a giant lizard. I'm like hiding kind of behind my chimera, kind of behind Calrith.
Can I roll a knowledge check, Nelson?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Humanoid, knowledge local.
Okay.
Well, humanoid would be knowledge nature.
Aren't humanoids always knowledge local?
Humanoid
least
is
that's what I
local.
thought.
Monstrous humanoid is nature, I believe.
Yeah. I'm not a monstrous humanoid.
Well, aren't you a lizard?
Yeah, that's humanoid. Monstrous humanoid is the bigger ones. Big, scary ones. Like the large ones.
Large creatures, yeah. If he's as long as he's medium, he's just a humanoid.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
34 in the knowledge.
You
I got
definitely,
31.
definitely know what they.
Well, I'm-
Yeah.
I'm sure that exceeds my hit dice by a lot.
Yeah. Well, they know what you are.
What race are you?
Lizard folk are
Okay.
medium-sized reptilian humanoids.
Okay.
They have some natural armor, they have some natural weapons. They're generally aquatic and they dislike cold places. They
Go-
speak Draconic.
Calrith, go find out what that thing is.
He's a lizard folk. It's
I
unusual
know
for them
that,
to be
but
in this area, but
It just go find out if he wants to hurt us.
he seems to be picking mushrooms. I doubt he
Yeah.
wants to hurt us.
Go make sure,
Why don't you go make sure?
because he's human and I don't want to talk to him.
A loud voice booms in Draconic. Any and all who understand it would hear, "Over here, numbskull."
He seems strange. He's speaking Draconic. Go talk to him.
The
Do you speak
Armor-clad
Draconic? I
man.
speak Draconic. I'm sure you speak Draconic.
I
all
do.
wizards speak Draconic.
It's like a wizard thing. Most wizards speak Draconic. Not all of them.
The armored thing
Cat-
rushes over to him now.
Catherine, what does your character look like? What is?
Oh, my picture. Do you want me to send it to you bigger so you can see it? All right.
Oh, there. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I
So
just
you're
my
elf-like.
raven's on my shoulder. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a minus. I have a 6 in charisma, so I'm just like awkward.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, man.
So you're not the spokesman of the party.
No, but I get mad easily, and I start yelling and talking, and then things go badly.
And then I have to
And Caloris-
convince her to not burn a village to the ground.
Yeah.
Caloris,
that's-
you look a little
true.
pale. You feeling okay?
I'm fine. Why do you ask?
Oh no, you don't. No, it's just like I had to close up on your picture. You got a white beard. That's what it is. Okay.
He's moved quite close to
Yeah, he's
you
old.
now. Seems to have
He's
taken
old. Okay.
no notice of any of you as he continues picking mushrooms, nor the skeleton chimera.
All right. Well, I'm moving up trying to move up silently while I'm hidden.
You notice something else following, curiously stalking after the weird lizard wizard thing. Probably an elf, but it's hard to tell. They're very tiny, though. Not small tiny, but they are pretty short.
Um, there's so many new people. I don't like it.
And not very well hidden at all.
Caloris, please just make them go away or find out what they're doing or something. I don't like this.
Ash, what was your hide check?
49.
Well, I don't think I'm seeing that anytime ever.
I'm also going to roll knowledge on the short elf. I believe it's also nature, or local rather.
Gonna be planes for you.
Oh, plains? So that's higher.
Would it be planes for you?
It would probably be planes, but they're like not entirely extraplanar. You can identify the elf as a star elf. Ooh. They're not exactly
you.
uncommon, from what I remember, but that's up to DM discretion there.
Yeah, they're fairly uncommon. But you do know she's some sort of elf, depending on what he rolled. So
37.
yeah. Okay. You guys are rolling crazy numbers. What's going on with that?
We have really good intelligence.
I have really
Wizards.
high intelligence, and I have max ranks in knowledge planes.
Yeah. What about that?
It's
40...
knowledge planes to roll.
Well, depending on if
She-
she's an outsider, he would have to roll. And then she did say she's an outsider, so that's why you had to roll. No.
They don't count as outsiders, but they do, if they're hit by a thing that would affect an outsider, be affected by it.
They're extraplanar humanoids, so the planes.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll
okay.
roll my.
Now, what's going on that 49 to high check? What's up with that?
Well, I rolled a 20,
Oh, okay.
and I added
That was a
29
bad
to it.
one.
Well, yeah. What's you know that you can only get 3 more than your level. So if
Yep.
you're 8th level plus 3 is 11. So where did the
That's
other 24 come from? Or
Spells, class features, racial bonuses, mundane bonuses. There's
Isn't
a lot
it
of
actually
stuff
only
behind.
18 added to it?
So
yeah, I'll
4
just-
for being small, 4 for being a whisper gnome, 5 for my dexterity, and 5 for my special ability of my armor.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Sounds
that's
legit.
yeah. Yes. Yeah. All right. So yeah, keep going, guys. Just had to double check that.
Well, Kauros will, Thea's getting all antsy, so he'll say, Hail, friends.
What language?
Common.
Doesn't seem to have heard you.
I scream at Kelleris in Draconic. The dude obviously is speaking Draconic. Just hurry up. I can't. We lost people that I was comfortable with, and now there's all these people I'm not comfortable with. And
His
it's
ears.
fine, and I just can't
Wait a
handle
second.
what is happening. Just make it all stop.
The elf
Deep breaths.
slowly moves from around the rock and adjusts the mask they seem to be wearing, and there's no need for panic, I think.
Panic?
I mean, is there need for panic? You see that they have what looks to be some very light armor, mostly hidden under clothing, and what looks to be a shawl, and a large lucerne hammer. Well, normal size lucerne hammer, I mean to say.
A pole hammer.
There's no need for panic. My friend is just disturbed by new people occasionally.
Your friend is quite loud.
I'm very sorry.
There's no need to yell. Is that... And I'll walk closer. Marvelous work.
Oh, yes. That's Bob. Yes, yes.
You named it?
You named it, and I'll look at you just as weird.
Rather a nondescript name for such what could be a powerful undead, really.
Well, naming these things isn't so uncommon. I mean, if you have a name for it, it's a lot easier to give them orders, isn't it?
Well, I didn't name him. Willingham did.
But it's misleading to think of them as having minds. I find
But of
that
course.
naming them causes issues.
Shush, Kelleris, you'll upset Willingham. He likes having another friend around with wings,
Whom?
even though they don't work. Willingham is this is Willingham, and Willingham says hello, but he says it in common because he only speaks common.
Hello. Odd. Well, And then I'll look behind me, since I heard that too. There's people in all sects of this wood today. Are
Ugh.
you all here together, mushrooms? He says, stuffing his final mushroom in a spell component pouch.
No, we're on our way into Ulash.
You... I believe I had just left. Not terribly long ago.
I don't hope you mind me asking, but are you by chance a wizard?
Ah, yes, introductions are in order. I am a Shozahar, and he'll kind of lift his arm well above shoulder level. Well above shoulder, like he's offering a handshake to a giant.
I'm on a horse, so
You might get that one.
I-
Only he doesn't walk over. I am a Shozahar, wizard extraordinaire.
an odd choice of profession for your kind.
Yes, I had assumed you would say such. He'll put his hand down and his demeanor shifts.
I meant no offense by that. I was just making an observation.
No, you're quite right. My race is full of dumb mud puppies wallowing about in their filth.
Charming.
No, they're not. Not in the slightest.
Karos will say, well, I am Kelrus Radari, also a wizard. This is, these two knights next to me are my bodyguards, and he'll sort of gesture at the falcon on his shoulder and say, and this is Karsus, my familiar. And Karsus will sort of like do a little, he'll incline his head a little bit. He's trying to do like a bird bow.
I'm the
The armored man will walk over, quite noisily, as if he has no concept that his armor is extremely loud. This is my loyal manservant, Ferdinand. He has lost his tongue in a rather unfortunate event years previously. So I speak on behalf of him. Ferdinand bows.
Interesting. Has anybody tried any magical cures for this?
No, I don't believe so.
Clerics, I believe, are quite skilled in this sort of thing. Did he wish to speak again? I wonder. Curious.
Is Ferdinand covered head to toe in armor?
Why, yes, he is.
All right, Karos will say, of course, he lost his tongue. It's good to
Yes.
meet you, Ferdinand.
Ferdinand kind of stands there before bowing. Slowly.
Karos sort of smiles
Awkwardly.
a little bit.
Who is your elven companion? I believe she's elven.
Companion? I have no other
Companion.
Well, she seemed to be following
behind
you.
Someone was following me. I can't imagine why. You there. You are...
Well, it's a little hard to not follow such a unique sight around these parts, to say the least. Her voice drags on rather dryly as she crosses her arms somewhat.
Must be awfully bored to be stalking people out in the wilderness.
Well, I was busy doing my own work, and then, well, something distracting came along. And besides, you know that. Distracting things are so much more fun than work.
Depends on the
Kelvin.
work.
Where did that little one go?
The one that was just with us.
Yes, come to think. I don't think we've been acquainted, and I'll gesture ever so awkwardly to the little thing under the raven that I can't quite see. I'll adjust my little glasses that are sitting on top of my nose.
That's me under the raven.
I know that.
I said I said Thea. I didn't. Okay, maybe I was quiet. I'm pretty quiet. I'm Thea. Yeah, that's me. Really nothing interesting to talk about. But we had a friend who seemed interesting. I don't know where he went.
Oh my, this is cause for alarm. Perhaps...
What was his name again, Kelrus? Was it something to do with flames?
The residue, I believe he called himself Ash. He probably snuck off when he saw an unpredictable situation.
Okay, and I yell, "Hey, I'm over here. Yes, my name's Ash. How are you doing?"
I look back, mildly disconcerted.
You see a small 3.5-foot hooded figure.
For a second before I turn around, you can swear you see a face on the back of my head, but it's a little hard to tell.
That's not upsetting at all.
I am Belaine. I'm a sorcerer sent around doing various jobs for, my agency, so to speak. And I bow.
Your agency?
Agency?
A group of various magicians and the like. I'm of enough power to go about doing things more than just normal busy work of preparing spell components, but not enough to go sitting around giving orders, so to speak.
As a wizard myself, I'm just curious about this organization.
You mean to tell me you're a Kabbalist?
I suppose that would be the term for it.
Never been keen on wizards' cabals. They never open their minds to possibilities of new things.
You could certainly say that.
Oh, you would be surprised, although I have seen quite a few apprentices trying new things incinerated, but other than that, excellent research.
It's their own foolishness for trifling with fire magic.
I don't believe it was fire magic was the funny thing about it.
Oh, do tell me. If it's incineration and it's not fire magic, then we have something worthwhile to discuss. If I might inquire, are you particularly inclined towards one direction of magic or another?
No, I study all schools equally.
Aha. And your, Thea, was it?
Yes. Thea, same thing. I don't care.
Was there an inclination you had towards a specific school of magic or other?
Well, I'm not really. This is a lot of pressure.
It's all right.
I'll look kind of awkwardly, like I'm not really understanding the situation at hand.
My mother taught me I don't think I ever really chose a particular kind. What about you, my lady? Do you show a particular pattern?
Well, I myself, I suppose, I've always had a connection, able to see spirits and the like. It kind of ended up unsurprising that I ended up favoring some necromancy spells. Hopefully you don't mind that.
Kelris will sort of look towards the Chimera and then look back at her and say, clearly.
Well, I was hoping so. I've run into a few folks who disagree.
Do you know a way to cure them? I'm quite unsure. My Chimera is not looking as wonderfully as he did when I first created him.
Have you been
heal
using
themselves?
Have you been using? Okay, so you haven't been. All right.
I have an idea, if I may.
Kelris
Actually-
will just hand her a wand. You can use this on him. It should patch him up fairly well.
Actually, just give me just a moment with my hands. While I double check what the dice is for this, just a second.
Ash sits down against the rock and pulls out a pipe and kind of goes, "Oh, magic."
I lay a hand on it and, well, you see it start to fix itself up.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You can roll a spellcraft check if you like.
Yeah. Give me a sec here.
My spellcraft, I do not remember the score. Let me check.
That's your spellcraft?
Yeah.
No known spell.
I would not have succeeded.
Whatever
That
she's doing, it wasn't a spell.
is okay. Hmm. Very interesting. Very interesting. Thank you so much. His name is Bob, and this is Willingham.
Yeah, Carol also say, curious you managed to channel negative energy into that creature without using any sort of spells that I'm familiar with.
Yes, academically speaking.
After giving another bow to her raven, I look over and, well, like I said, I've always had a knack for these kinds of things.
I think we'll get along just fine then.
Wondrous.
I'm sorry.
It's not often I find the company of other scholarly magic users who aren't so offended by my continence.
Well, I've learned a few things about discrimination in my time, and personally I find it rather useless. Now, there are races out there who have tendencies to be more violent or otherwise disagreeable, but in my experience, lizard folk have not been one of them.
I kind of whisper to the girl I'm standing beside, because I'm standing beside her, and I'm just like, he doesn't sleep. Like, when he starts talking about racism, I don't know what he is, but he doesn't sleep.
Well, if you're talking about that, that could be a multitude of things from what I know.
He has pointy ears.
Yeah,
I mean-
he looks like an elf. I don't say anything about it to him, because, I don't want to upset him.
I mean, that's how most of us elves are.
Oh, you've also never seen him eat or drink anything, Thea.
No, when I mean he doesn't sleep, I mean he doesn't meditate either or do the trance thing.
Do you not pretend to eat even? Just to
No.
fool people? No? Okay.
So, your assumption about lizard folk is a little off the... Or perhaps your experience just isn't the same as my own. They're quite violent.
I find that they often do not understand the other race's conceptions of lands. They become very defensive of their territory.
See him audibly and visually snickering.
We were just on our way to assist our new comrade Ash. If you were not too busy, we were thinking a few more people might be helpful. You seem nice enough, and I'm slightly more comfortable with your acquaintance now.
A task, you say. Ash, was it? I'm unsure. Have you heard our earlier introduction? I'm not sure. I'll kind of
Sorry?
stop and adjust my glasses looking at you.
Yes, I'm Ash. I'm from town. We're going to rescue people, maybe.
I am a
You said-
Shozahar, wizard extraordinaire, and I'll put my hand way up in the air like I'm offering a handshake to a giant.
Okay, and I'm 3.5 feet tall, so I just kind of look up. Why is your hand way up there? I'm way down here.
I'm sorry, is this not how civilized folk greet one another?
No, they hold each other's hands and shake them.
What? But this is what the very first man I'd ever encountered did to me. He stuck his hand way above his shoulder.
Yes, I wonder why.
Oh,
Because you were taller than him.
oh.
Was it a small person?
Yes, he was a rather short fellow.
Like me?
Why, yes, actually. I believe he was some persuasion of gnome, in fact. Curious, that's what the Level Devil was trying to do. And I'll kind of just look,
So I stick my hand out.
stick my hand down this time. And grab yours. It's a big, muscular,
Nice to meet ya.
clawed hand.
Ooh. Okay, I don't shake it for very long. I
Good.
pull my hand away real quick.
To meet you as well. Fascinating. Your enlightened culture never ceases to amuse me.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
Well, shall we head for town?
Well, I mean, this.
I'm sure 4 wizards are better than 2.
No, it depends on your school of wizard.
Oh, they can work some magic. I'll say that much.
Well, that much is obvious, isn't
You
it?
guys you're all the same to me. I'm just
Well, I
gonna
mean
call you
more
all
than
wizards.
just magic.
What?
It's another term for
have to
things,
label
you
you.
know.
Wizard 1, Wizard 2, Wizard 3, Wizard 4.
And 2 of them are elves, so 3 of them are elves, aren't they?
Yeah.
Apparently, yes.
So 3 elves and a
3
lizard
elves,
walk
a
into a
lizard
bar
man,
as
and a
4
gnome.
wizards.
Spells everywhere.
So who's going to help me flank people? What's going on here?
Huh?
Oh, that's right. You have everyone has a companion but me.
I do, and I need a character sheet for my familiar still, actually.
Oh, yeah, you got it. You should see it in your journal.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. Now, what am I going to use for a picture for this? Give me just a second.
So, Ash, you are not of the magical persuasion, no?
Not at all. No.
Then would you be of the... And I look you up and down. You would not be of the faith-ridden persuasion, would you?
Faith-ridden?
Faith-ridden. I wouldn't say I was ridden with faith. No. I have my faith.
Curious.
It doesn't
then.
control me.
I don't see any large or unwieldy weapons on your person.
Back.
Well, I am a small person, so I carry small weapons. I do a little tumbling performance.
Ah, so a nimble one, indeed.
Oh, an
Ah.
excellent performance.
Aha, you're an entertainer.
Exactly.
You hear giggling behind the mask.
How come you wear a mask, by the way? Are you ugly?
Well, I wouldn't exactly say that. It's more of a tradition from where I'm from. There's all this worry about spirits in the ones I see, and there's all these worries about them stealing things from you should they see your face. Oh my god.
Oh my
I
god,
can.
Moon. You can't.
Villain is carrying like a large hammer, right?
A long hammer on a stick.
Yeah, Kelros will, comment on that. He'll say, you indicated that you are of a magical persuasion, but are you also skilled in the physical combat?
In a few ways. I know how to use. I've had quite a bit of training with this, and I can handle wearing some armor. Mostly, I learned that not always can use magic for everything.
Too true, isn't it? He'll gesture to his own wizard staff. Curious construction it is. It is longer than he is tall and tipped with a sharp, pointy metal crystal.
Typically, I find if there's something that you can't use magic for, you're not thinking hard enough.
Yes, I was about to say, since I left home and to begin this life, and I pull out like a rapier, I've never once needed to use my blade.
Although before we had companions who could handle such physical things.
True, they were quite handy to have around.
Well, sometimes you need to crack open a head. That's unfortunately what I've found.
Hey, what's this guy's deal? I point at Ferdinand.
He kind of looks at you awkwardly. I'll walk over. Ferdinand is tongueless. He's my faithful manservant. He is of the warrior persuasion.
Oh, well, he might be of some use then.
But of course, he's served me for as long as I can remember. Well, at least after I left that filthy tribe.
You do not seem to have much love for your people.
No, why would I? They're ignorant, backwards, and altogether their understanding of the arcane is second to everything.
So, Ash, have you briefed them yet on the what you have requested our assistance with? Perhaps they could assist us as well.
Assistance? What's the pay?
The more the merrier. The pay is there's two types of payment. There's whatever we can pick up on the way, and there's the greater treasure of saving a town from awful, nasty people who are just raping the town of their resources and making everyone miserable.
Can that be converted to a value in gold?
We could try. I'm certainly willing to, handle any requests for monetary payment as we go along.
Well, see, Ash was requesting our assistance in this matter, and then we had a matter that we were looking for assistance with that we needed Ash's assistance for, which would be around upwards of 13,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, I couldn't put a number on mine. Sorry.
So if upwards of that, whatever we could find, I assume. I mean, I do not want to bankrupt the town, but he did scorn us.
Aha. So you take their assistance and then you take his assistance. That's what you've worked out. I myself... Saving towns, is that what the enlightened do these days?
Absolutely.
And I'll kind of rub my chin.
Some find it to be the moral duty, but I've found that if you make a point to correct every injustice in the world, you will die before you get anything accomplished.
Oh, I don't want to correct every injustice, just this one.
Death, no. Magic, no.
I feel the injustices that should be corrected are those pointed at the people in your lives. And Ash has people in his lives here.
Well, that's all well and good. I suppose the pleasantries of your companionship shall be reward enough for me for the time being.
Excellent.
He'll adjust his glasses, trying to get a better look at you all over.
Well, I mean, it certainly sounds like a fun, not really diversion, I could call it. Well, something.
Don't you have the responsibilities of your cabal to consider?
I've handled most of them here for the time being. Well, it's not exactly like most of them are incredibly time sensitive.
After all, you were off stalking someone, I believe.
Well, yes, there's that.
Yes, me. All well and good.
So then, shall we go?
Yes, although, and I'll look at the war horses. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to keep up with those.
Well, my friend here, Bob, can carry at least 3 of us, but I don't believe he'll be able to carry more than that.
That's all right. We can simply proceed at a normal walking pace.
Are you sure? Being ridden on a chimera is quite fun.
Well, that's up to them. I have my own horse.
I'll
Yeah,
give it a shot.
Climb aboard.
But walking's fine too.
Ferdinand, with me, stick to my left.
I do prefer being on my own 2 feet myself, but when he's... At some point, I'd like to do that.
I will have to vanish him before we get into town, so we will not be able to be riding on him. He must be invisible when we enter, so we may get him to a safe location.
Absolutely
similarity I've
understandable.
A similarity I've noted between the ignorant masses of my tribe and the masses of people is that none of them seem to have a taste for, and I kind of gesture at the chimera, undead.
Yes, they are not fond of them, so we will disguise him. He is harmless, but we'll disguise him. And
Oddly
he will
superstitious.
come in with us.
That's because of various drillings in their head of all sorts of things.
Drillings in their head. Goodness.
Not literally.
Oh.
Of course, people do have things to fear with those who do use the dead for their own means and, less considerably savory means.
You say you're struggling for a way to maintain your, and I'll gesture, little friend.
Well, it's that when he is struck in battle, which of course I shall use him to my benefit, then he does not heal on his own. So I am unable to sustain him.
A gesture of good faith, then. He'll reach into his backpack and he'll pull out a rather ornately decorated book. It's locked. It's covered with bits of silver, reinforced corners, and it's stylish black leather.
Oh, is this your spell book?
Yes, if I may, as a gesture of good faith, I'll offer you something that may be of assistance with your issue here. He'll flip it open, turn through 100 or so pages before stopping on one page in particular.
All right. So you guys do want to go? You ready to go into town? Is that correct?
Yeah, he's just giving me a spell.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, this may be of assistance for you, and I'll show you the spell book. The spell is 1 page long. And you are Catherine. Here you go. You can make your spellcraft.
Okay.
That should enable you to read the spell, and if you have any open slots, you could prepare it.
Oh, I can just use read magic to read it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I don't need to make a spellcraft for that. What is it?
I have PM'd it to you.
Hey, I got a question. Somebody just.
I have not.
Hey, this person is asking me whether mage armor and regular armor stack, and I
No.
said
No.
no. Okay,
No, they
that's
don't.
But if for
If you're-
some reason you are wearing regular armor and up against ghosts, mage armor does still work for the ghosts, but your regular armor doesn't.
right.
Yeah. Mage armor protects against incorporeal attacks. That's true.
So
I did not receive the PM. I don't know if it somehow didn't
Oh.
go through or something like that.
Here you go. Maybe you don't have me as a contact, and that's why. Hello.
Let me see.
You
Oh,
can
I'm
cam
sorry.
on Roll20.
Oh, I don't have you as a contact on Skype, or why wouldn't it? But it would still come up.
I think it depends on your settings.
Skype.
Oh, there you go. Once you accept that, you can have it.
Go. All right. Can you send it again? Because now I have you. Oh, there it is. Okay. Thank you.
That should assist you for all of your maintenance needs.
Oh, thank you so much. And I kind of like point to my backpack and I'm like, you can go through my spell book later and copy any spells you'd like. No qualms with that.
Wondrous. Well, when you have the chance to copy, you're more than welcome to.
Thank you.
For now, if you
Alright.
have any open slots, you could prepare it in those slots.
No, let me see. I don't think I left any open slots today. I did, but not. I'm not going to use that slot 'cause that's a really high level slot.
Meta magic.
No,
Lots of
I
meta magic.
have a feat though that lets me spend a full round action to use a spell that I haven't prepared in an open slot
Oh.
once a day. So
Ooh, very nice.
This is a book club. This is a
Yeah.
group of nerds.
it's a book club. Yeah.
Nerd!
All right. Are we ready to go to town, guys?
Oh, I'm
Mhm.
ready to go to town on that plate of wings.
I have some wings right now, man. Wings sound delicious.
I notice I'm usually the only one with a top-down miniature. Kind of weird.
It's because it's usually a pain finding one that actually works.
Yeah, man.
I just cut and paste two from the Roll20. Found a wizard and a lizard. And the crop tool.
We go into town, guys.
Yes.
Is that
All
here?
right.
All right.
All right, so you guys are about maybe 100 yards away from town. You are looking down into the city of Ulash. So if you do decide to turn anything invisible, you better do it now.
Yeah, I'm turning my
Because
camera. Let's go.
all right, so
Yeah.
they are basically you're looking into the town. All right, so you go inside the city since there's no real militia. The militia is basically outside, just meandering around. They don't really do skirmishes that often. They only do them on maybe, I'd say maybe once a week. They only do it to deplete whatever weapons they have in order to resupply the new ones that they usually order about once a month. All right, so you are going in town, and here is the city streets. What exactly do you guys want to do? Because the city is somewhat, it's a lot of vagrants are still in town. Again, there's no real militia in town, other than the I wouldn't even consider the Thieves Guild to be a militia, but they keep tabs on the people. If they have any, if an outbreak happens, then they sometimes take care of it, depending on if they know you or not. So again, you're basically just meandering around town in Ulash. Anything in particular you guys want to do? Let me just put you here.
Well, we need to find a spot to put the chimera.
Oh, we already have that. We're just as
Oh, we
soon as
did.
we get into town, we're going there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
To
did.
Drop
the
'em.
warehouse.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you
All
basically
right. So now we're off.
So
yeah.
can we assume we already did that, or do you want us to like go there?
No. That's basically well, they are gonna ask the person that is in charge of stables is gonna basically it's gonna say, well, do you need a stable for your horses? And I assume you have two war horses, so he's gonna basically just ask about
Three.
that. Mm-hmm.
3. They have 3.
Three. All right, so you have
Yeah.
enough room for 3 of the war horses. And anything else you guys want to do?
Would my uncle have any more information, or
Well, basically, what you're going to be doing is going to your uncle's home. So basically, you go to the tavern first. So there are no problems with you putting the horses up for stables, including the Chimera, which is invisible. The problem with that is the invisibility is going to run out pretty soon. So how are you going to handle that?
Well, that's why I thought we were going to find an abandoned building
Oh,
or an
okay.
abandoned
Wait a second.
house or...
If we're doing all of this, I have an idea. Since at some point I would ask about your plans to hide said Chimera.
Yeah,
and
we were supposed to go to that warehouse first that he knew about.
There's an abandoned warehouse, but I have a slightly better idea.
Well, go on.
Ferdinand, if you would. He'd come over and he takes 2 shovels out of his backpack.
You want to bury my Chimera?
Well, I mean, that's not exactly a bad idea. He won't
No,
be
it
harmed
isn't.
for it. And he can come out just good as dead and new afterwards.
The
Precisely,
ground
and if
is
we
the normal
mark it
place
as
to store skeletons.
and if we mark it as a grave, no one will dig it up.
Well, except for other people wanting to raise dead.
Wouldn't that be a nasty surprise?
Um.
Perhaps we bury it in an unmarked grave.
Okay.
I think it's up to you.
Yeah, it is
Thea,
up to
whatever.
Well, I mean, the only thing that I worry about is the spell is going to wear off soon, so we don't have that much time to dig the grave.
Right.
And-
Yeah.
Well, I have a shovel.
Order your creature to dig.
Well,
Yes,
I
it
could
can dig
very
itself
well.
out.
I'm just wondering if I have prepared a spell for this matter.
Most likely not.
I doubt it.
But if you can dig, perhaps not you. Is there somebody stronger here?
I am not very
Ah.
strong.
My bodyguards could assist.
Yes.
I-
We have amongst us 3 shovels. I have a pickaxe.
Well,
And
we could always take it to the abandoned place initially, and then we would have time to, if you want, dig a hole or whatever.
Hey, this spell only lasts for 8 minutes. So how's that going
It's
to work?
Oh,
9
really?
minutes. 9
9.
minutes, guys. That's what I'm saying. It does not last very long.
Yeah, so that's why we need to go to the building first. And
Yeah,
then
let's
we
go to
can-
the building right now.
All right.
All right, so you go to a building and building. You find a empty building. So what are you gonna do? I mean, this thing is basically appearing inside this building. And
Yeah, man. Empty.
Yeah. This building
So
is. Yeah, go ahead.
So I'll just be like, Bob, sit, stay. In
All
the
right.
corner.
And I guess if there's any windows, we're gonna board them over so people can't just, look in and see a chimera sitting there. Chimera
All right, so
skeleton, I should
you're
say.
gonna start building and making a lot of noise. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Actually,
that's a good idea.
alternatively, we could see about picking up some sheets and covering it.
Well, let me see what I have in my inventory.
That's a good idea too. Although that might look a little suspicious too.
It will look like nothing different from like a covered instrument or something if you tell it to shape itself into something, or try to make it curl up in a ball or something.
you could mark it as a package for the local wizards college, and then have it pose itself as though it were an anatomical model. And just stand.
Sure.
But do
No,
you think
I'm
there's
just
a
gonna-
wizard's college in Ulash?
You know what? We'll just like.
I-
I don't know. Let me see.
Are all these pieces of wood in here actually in this building that we're in,
Yeah, it's a bunch of debris. Yeah.
Nelson?
Yeah.
So we could maybe move the debris around and put it in a corner and
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just put them in a corner.
put the debris on the other side of them. That might kind of
Yeah.
hide them a bit, or
Sure.
at least
Throw
make them not so obvious.
Let him
Really
lay down
come
on
into
the
the building.
floor. Be a bag
Sure.
of bones on the floor.
Yeah, sounds good. It's a good idea.
All right, that's what we do.
Okay. And then I just tell him to stay. kill anybody that's not me. Or them.
What?
Anybody who's not us. Yeah. Oh, don't kill children. Don't kill. Don't kill.
Yeah, maybe
Don't
you should just
kill.
stay inert. No matter what, stay inert.
Stay. Just stay still.
If worst comes to worst, someone will think, wow, look at this great skeleton. Let's put him in the museum, and we can collect them later.
Yeah, he'll be really still.
Well, I mean, they'll obviously put up signs everywhere saying to check out the new exhibit. Well, I mean, wouldn't that be quite the jackpot there, going to a museum to get that and seeing all the other skeletons there?
Yeah,
Oh.
we're just like, we walk in and we sit and we see like a million, just make them all.
All right. All right. So I did roll for the warehouse. You made it into the warehouse on time because you have 9 minutes. It's not really that much time, but you made it in the warehouse. And now you are
Well, it
basically.
seemed like we weren't gonna make it when it was like a minute left. I would have just cast it again.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. All right. So that's happening now. So you've got this guy in the warehouse. You are back on the street, and you are basically. You are basically on the street, and you are ready to do whatever it is that you want to do, which is, I don't know.
Well,
Well,
my
before we
commander's
enter the
not there,
town-
so should I just delete him?
Yeah, let me get rid of him. Yeah.
Okay.
Before we
And
enter
the
the town, I
horses.
suppose.
Yeah, let me get rid of the horses. Yeah, there you go. All right. So yeah, what's up?
Ferdinand and I will piece tie our weapons, since there are no scabbards for them.
Correct.
You don't have like holsters for your weapons?
How would you put a holster on a lance?
Oh, I didn't know you had a lance.
Yeah,
It's like
he's
a
wearing a lance, and
tool.
I have a big staff with a pointy end.
Okay.
A spear.
All right.
I understand.
All right, so I think we're going to go back to my uncle's tavern.
All right.
Mhm.
So you guys make it to the Uncle Joe's Tavern. Actually, the name of the tavern is the Lazy Unicorn. But it doesn't really matter because Mr. Uncle is right here. And you guys need to put you guys in the thing. Get rid of this guy and the horses. Get rid of that. And then that. All right, so Mr. Uncle's over here and says, well, Matt lad, you're back here to work.
He's my uncle through marriage, by the way.
Oh, yeah, well. Yeah. So you're back here to
Married
work.
to your uncle.
What are you up to there? You got some new friends or what?
Yeah, remember that problem we were talking about that might need some handling? Well, I found some people who were agreeable to helping me out.
Wait a minute, lad. Wait a minute. This. He kind of looks around and says, "You gotta talk about this in my downstairs." So he takes you guys to the downstairs. And-
I had forgotten to mention.
Yeah.
Before we do enter the town, to avoid persecution, I'm going to put my hat of disguise on. I'm going to look like I'm a foot shorter and some persuasion of elf.
Dude, we're so elven. This is like the elven brigade.
That's so
I
elven.
feel like the odd man out on all
So-
respects here.
So magic,
Class,
so elf.
race.
Yo, it's like that children's game, Elf Gnome.
Yeah.
So you arrived to help your uncle with like a gang of elves.
Well, he
Just
doesn't
like-
really know you guys, but he is going to talk to you in private about the whole situation. All right, so you guys, he goes downstairs. You guys are downstairs, and there's an old man there. This is actually not Joe. This is another guy. Let me get his name.
Elf Sahar.
Rengir. All right, so Rengir is down at the bottom, and Joe says, "This is my nephew. He came in with some friends." And then Joe looks kind of sternly, or actually, Rengir kind of looks at you guys pretty sternly, and he looks at Joe and says, "All right, so your nephew just brought these complete strangers into our our home, and now he's asking to help us out. What if they're Zentil spies? What if they're Hillsfire spies? What if they're spies for the?
I'll vouch for them.
Says, well, what do you know about these? And this is Rangier talking. What do you know about these particular individuals?
They're not from town.
Says, not from town. And then he kind of looks at all you guys and says, well, apparently, if Ash can put his trust in you, I guess I can do the same. And then Joe, your uncle, says, all right, well, Rangier is the man to talk to. I'll go back to work. Just mind your P's and Q's there, Ash. And so he you've seen you've seen Rangier around, but you never kind of noticed that he was like part of the rebellion, I guess you could say. He's one of the group of the rebellion. Right. So he kind of looks to you guys and says, well, since my friend here, Ash, has put so much faith in you, what can you do for us? Apparently, he's already told you a little bit about the situation here in town.
We can all cast magic.
So you're gonna need more than magic to go against the Thieves Guild here in this town, lass.
Joking aside, from what I can certainly tell, we all have our own talents to bring to this situation. And, well, more than just us, we have quite a bit of +1s and other help. I gesture to all the suspiciously fully covered in armor fellows.
Says, all right. Well, I see that you are magic users. The thing is, we're dealing with a certain like of thieves that deal with magic themselves. So that might be a help or a hindrance, depending on the matter.
Sounds fun. It's been a while since I've gone up against somebody with magic.
And he says, well, let's get down to brass tacks. I assume that Ash has already told you the situation in town. We've got 2 opposing thieves guilds and us caught in the middle. As well as we have the Zentirum and the Hillsfire that are constantly bombarding the houses with their own troubles. So what we need for you likes to do is to perhaps take care of the thieves, one of the thieves guilds or both of the thieves guilds. But we do know that there is someone who is in charge of both these guilds. Perhaps you can try to maybe handle that particular individual. If you cut off the head of the creature, I guess they could say the snake, the tail will wither, as they say. So perhaps you can give me some ideas of how you are going to go about trying to infiltrate the thieves guild. And if you're thinking of teleporting your way around here, think again. That shit won't fly.
Well, I don't know about these other people, but there are other ways than teleportation to blend in magically. I believe Calrus and I have spells that could alter our appearance to be people they know and trust.
Well, what about the detect magic that might find you out?
Well, we're going to be emanating a large aura of magic anyways. I mean, both of us have many magical items.
Don't you think that will draw some attention to you as soon as you walk in the door?
Wouldn't it be better to do more mundane disguises, possibly?
Whatever you can do. The detect magic, they have wards on some of these areas. So regardless, you will have to infiltrate the area with the right stone, as it were. And
this
is out of character. In the Forgotten Realms, they have these things called wards. In order for you to get in and out of areas, and you already know this, by the way, in order to get in and out of certain areas, you need the correct, I guess you can call it a badge, a security badge. If you don't have the right ward, then a a helm horror will appear. Whether you know what a helm horror is, you can make a religion check or not. I think it's a religion check. I can't be. I have to look that up. But this is basically common knowledge. Well, actually, it's not common knowledge. Ringier is basically telling you all this. I should actually do it in voice. So if you don't know, there are wards around the area, and they summon these creatures called helm horrors. I don't know much about them, but I do know that there have been many a man have been cut down trying to infiltrate the thieves guilds. So the skies might be doing the trick, but any kind of magical items will surely be detected on the way in. And by the way, you must have the ward in order to be able to walk in through the front door, as it were. You won't be able to teleport in because the place is warded off with some sort of Hallgaster's cage or something. That's all I know about it.
If I may, how about we possibly see about acting as new recruits, so to speak?
Well, that might be a good plan, but there's at least 6 of you, or 7. I don't know how a whole lot of you are going to be able to fool them into thinking that a gang of 7 or 8 are one to join a guild. That would raise some suspicion, I would say.
Well, obviously, we're a small gang of elves that have been making a name for ourselves here. We could see about doing that.
Well, the
And
thing
we
is,
want to join the better man.
well, that might work, but I've got to tell you, a group of 8 wanting to join the Thieves Guild is not very, shall we say, discreet.
Well, perhaps we can pick up some of these ward stones to get us in from various other members.
Well, that'll
You
get
wouldn't happen to know where they keep them.
No, unfortunately not. But if you were to get the wards, how would you go about trying to, either kill or what exactly are you trying to do? Because if
I
they found out,
actually,
yes, go ahead.
I think I have an idea. Ash, you said you have a lower acquaintance with both guilds, don't you?
Just sort of, I'm not quite a member. Let's just say I know a
But
couple
you know,
of people, yeah.
you know some of them, right?
Sure.
What if you were to take us almost as your prisoners, as if we were hired by the other guild and you caught us, sleeping, took us out quietly, and now he brought us in for interrogation about the other things that would get us inside.
Although, like I said, I'm not actually a full member, so
But if you're not a full member, but that would help you get, cred with them.
sure, that might work. I'm just afraid that we go in there and then all of a sudden they've got all their guards and they put you in cells that will be difficult to get out of.
That's true.
Do I ask Rangier if do all members of the guild have these stones or just certain members? Does he know?
Well, in order to get to some of the areas, you would have to have the ward, regardless of who you are. If you don't have the wards, the creatures will come out from the mist.
So even low level members.
Anyone who does not
Happens.
have the ward will be attacked on sight.
So,
I'm just
With the
wondering if
knowledge
we
religion-
can
of
Yeah.
23, how much do I know about a helmed horror? Bless you.
Excuse me, thank you.
What did you roll, by the way?
23.
I thought it was an Arcana check since they're constructs.
Well, somebody seems to know what they are. So
Same
you've already,
modifier.
Because Xano said that, not me.
oh, you've already
Yeah, constructs are Arcana, and Helm Tar is your constructs. No, I didn't look up the entry. I just know that off the top of my head.
Oh, okay,
They are
well,
constructs.
yeah, then
Same modifier then.
Is it 23, by the way?
It's still 23, yeah.
I got a 30.
All
I
right.
did not roll very high.
You could take a +2 from me.
I can't even roll.
So a 32. As we
All right.
convene on information.
Oh, I got a
Yes.
39.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
41.
Yeah, you definitely know what they are, and they're actually in. Let me give you the PDF. I think it's in the Lost Empires of Faerun. Helmahar.
Oh, just the gist of it.
Well, let me give you the gist. Well, they are constructs. That's for sure. Helmahar. Oh shit, my PDF is actually a GIF. Let me give you the lowdown by doing a Google. Helmahar. I think they're in the there we go. There's a okay, I got it. Here is the website. And you can tell your friends all about that. Now, if you make your roll, it's in the roll 20, by the way. If you make a roll, you are pretty much the guide for any kind of information regarding any creature. So you're the guy to go to with the information on these particular creatures. So this is what you would do. You would just say, well, they can see invisibility, they can airwalk, and so on and so forth. So you would just role play that.
Okay.
All right. So whoever made that check, and just say
Well, what was the DC
hey, it was a 23.
that you needed? Okay,
Yeah.
so then a bunch of us made the check.
Okay. Well, whoever wants to role play that can go ahead and
Yeah.
do it.
And
All
it's
right.
in the book Lost Empires of Perum, by the way.
Yeah. Let me give you the actual page, and because I'm looking at it myself. Helmhar. Helmhar. Helmhar.
Are they large or medium?
They are. They should be medium.
Medium.
Medium. Can airwalk constructs hardness? Probably.
Okay, they're on page on the Lost Empires of Faerun, page 175. 175. And the actual official check for these guys is I said 23, but I was just kind of actually it is 23. You're right. 23. Medium constructs, correct. Yeah. And it's Arcana, which whoever has Arcana can go ahead and talk about these particular. They have. Well, I'm
Yeah.
not going to role play what you guys should be doing, so I'll leave you to
To
it.
be honest, if all of us were to meet a single helmed horror, I believe that it would be no issue.
Well, we would also likely be contesting with, I'm sure, the traps and other members of the Thieves Guild in that area.
Sure, if that's probably true.
All right.
But such
Yeah,
constructs
it
are
would send off alarms, right? So then everyone would know, I think.
such
most
constructs are tremendously expensive to create. The Thieves Guild, how many do they have?
Well, actually, here's the actual. This is actually what Mr. Let me get his name again. Mr. Rangier. He basically tells you to look in a book, Valo's Guide to the Sword Coast, page, and I like to keep the lore or the canon as close to the books as possible. The page is 230, 230, 230. So Vala's Guide to the Sword Coast, page 230. He's basically saying, now this myth that basically if you don't have the right word, you can maybe meet up against 12 Bangars or 3 Blazing Bones or 16 Bone Bats. Not to mention 12 Helm Horrors, depending on how many appear or not. So, out of character, if you're looking at Vala's Guide to the Sword Coast, page 230, you will see that that's a fuckload of Helm Horrors. So, do what I might roll a 6. I might roll a 7. So that's the list that you have to worry about. Now, 12 helm horrors will fuck you up. But what are the chances of me rolling a 4? Not that high. It's your call. And this is basically Rangier telling you all this. So heads up. It says now.
So
Yeah, this mist is likely to turn up unusual creatures from the nether regions. Likely undead, likely helm horrors. You never know. I've heard stories tell that at least 12 come up against someone not too long ago. He was cut down almost immediately. So you're taking your chances if you decide to go in there without the right wards. And even if you were to walk in there with the correct wards, you'd have to get past some of the Thieves Guild members. Since they've never seen you before, that might be a problem.
So, does this mist permeate throughout all of the bases?
Exactly, yes. So basically the whole place is warded. I mean, these thieves are not stupid, you know. They can't have mages kind of popping in and out, killing people left and right. These people are prepared for anything.
So it's a magical
which
effect
guild
that
is
they
this?
create in the bases.
Which guild? Well, there's
Which is the
there's 2 guilds here in this particular town. One is the
and they
Black Ons, and the other is I can't rightly remember at the moment. Ash, do you happen to remember the name of the other guild?
there's the Black Arms and the Swift Scars.
The Swift Scars. I don't rightly know that much about the Swift Arms. I know that the Black Arms are nothing to be trifled with. You're taking your chances. That's all I'm saying.
So Rangier's been telling us about the Black Arms.
The Black Arms. He basically knows.
Yeah. Okay.
He basically knows like 80% of the Black Arms. He knows maybe 30 to 40% of the others, the Scars.
Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't know that
Swift
much about the Scars. Yeah, Swift Scars, correct. So, what's your plan of attack then?
You're pretty much telling us there is no plan of attack. I mean, there's no way to get to them at this point.
Well, unless we get some wards.
But, like, we need to get through the wards to get to someone who has a ward.
Well, unless we get them outside of the building, right? I mean,
I have an idea. We could spread rumor of the enemy thief guilds receiving some sort of object that the other would think is beneficial, not only to deprive their competitors of, but to have for themselves. They'll no doubt go to that location, since I don't think they'd be too wary of a trap if they can see themselves superior.
We could simply wait for them to
idea.
come to shake down Ash's uncle again and then kill them.
That is the easiest option.
yes.
What
How
if they-
often do they come around here?
They come in once a week, but the problem is they don't all come in together. So how are you going to get rid of the head of the guild himself? He doesn't come around himself. He basically just get his hirelings to do the dirty work for him.
Well,
Right.
if
But I
your
think
trouble is
we-
with not only the head but the hirelings, and we deprive him of all hirelings, then he'll no longer be a guild, he'll just be an old man.
Well,
So we simply make it unprofitable for him to come and shake you down. End of problem.
well, I guess it sounds like a plan, but well, as soon as he comes in, I'll let you know who he is. Perhaps you can have a word with him. Unless you have any other ideas.
A word with the person who comes to shake down my uncle?
Perhaps yes.
Or-
I don't
okay.
know what good that will do, but that's your plan. Well, that's your plan. I don't know what to tell you.
If we
Well,
make
I
trouble
didn't-
for them outside of their lairs, they'll have to deal with
That-
this somehow.
And I like that idea better because I don't want to bring attention to my uncle by the guy who goes and is supposed to collect, and all of a sudden he disappears, and it's like that points to my uncle.
Then instead, why not have us, so to speak, rob him after he leaves?
Well, he'll then be able to basically point you out, won't he?
Precisely.
I like the idea of the spreading some kind of rumor that the other gang has something going on, having some of them come out, and then we ambush them. And then maybe we can get some of their ward stones to get us into the actual building. What do you think?
Yeah, we could spread some rumors. That we could try with the spreading of the rumors. I mean, we could even set a trap if we're going to spread rumors. We could set a trap like in that abandoned building if like we set a rumor that they're going to be
If
there.
these thieves guilds are already enemies, then when we kill the ones that come here to shake down your uncle, we can simply have your uncle, when they come to check on the men, tell them that they were killed by enemies of the other thieves guild and that they took his money instead.
Well, that might be.
Well, I mean,
True. I like that idea too
That's a good idea.
about laying blame. Maybe we should have some proof that the other thieves guild was involved.
Well, if we kill some of the members of the other thieves guild, we could leave like some clothing or something of theirs. in the
do
bar.
the guilds, do they have some unique identifier? Do they wear something or have a tattoo or?
do they leave a particular mark or something when they kill someone, trying to show that's them?
No, not exactly. They basically do whatever they want. We all know who they belong to, as I guess you could say. They basically hang out amongst themselves, so we know who they are and who they are in league with. And then Joe
Do you know
says,
where some of them hang out?
Joe says, I beg your pardon, sirs and masters. Perhaps I might have put in a word. I don't like the sound of any violence happening in my tavern. Reason being is, for one thing, they probably burned the place down. Perhaps you might try a diplomatic way to try to settle this. This is just a thought. Again, I would hate to have retribution call upon my tavern. You know, I worked so hard for this place. And next thing I know, we might find this place burnt to the ground. So
The request to have us not do this in your tavern is a reasonable one. The diplomatic pursuit is definitely not in some of our wheelhouses. I don't know if anyone here has that talent.
Well,
I might
have some
be
of
able
it.
to.
But do I have enough to convince someone?
I must say, I myself has no experience as a dignitary.
Thieves
However, this-
themselves are quite skilled in the art of conversation. It would be hard to outwit them.
Sure. I mean, I do have that ability. It's a matter of,
Are you better than them?
yeah.
I don't believe anyone here will be able to wit or converse. I do have a spell that would be able to assist you in this matter, mildly.
Is it glibness?
No,
So bard
that's a
spell.
bard spell. It's a simple spell, very small one. It imbues you with the cunning of a fox.
Ah,
Or is it
So
the splendor of an eagle? I can't remember.
that adds to charisma, is it? Or
Yeah, Eagle Splendor you're thinking of.
Yeah, sorry, my
Oh.
bad. The splendor of
Yeah,
an
yeah.
eagle.
right?
Yeah, and that
Well,
adds
that'll-
plus 4 to your charisma.
Or yeah, so there's another +2 onto the roll. I'm willing to give that a try. So, Rengar, are you thinking that, or sorry, Uncle Joe, are you thinking that if we talk with both groups, or if we talk with one group, maybe we can convince them?
yeah, and he's basically like he's almost like, I don't want to say he's like a dumb guy, but he's basically not very forceful, I guess you could say. He says, well,
Right.
I said, I just hate to for you boys to have any bad things happen to you, especially my nephew here, Ash. Perhaps if you maybe have a parley with the Thieves Guild leader, perhaps you might be able to
I
get
don't-
somewhere.
I don't
Have a
believe unless we're
cunning-
sure that that would work, that we want to give up the element of surprise that we have right now. Though we don't really have a great element of surprise. They don't exactly know who we are, and if we go and attempt a diplomatic route to them, then we are alerting them to our presence and
I
association.
cunning plan.
Speak on.
Why not
Yes.
set ourselves to harrying them outside of their safe house, so to speak, and we'll pick one faction or the other. Eventually, when they fail to find out who it is, they'll post up information. They might shake down some people for information, but when that fails, they'll post a reward. Your uncle can capitalize on that reward and sell us out. When they go and find us, we'll eliminate them.
Well, that sounds like a plan. And then he kind of looks at Rangir. He says, "Do you think that that might work?" He says, "Well, all the options that I've heard so far seem well thought out. It just a matter of whether the plan will work or backfire." So
This last one, if you would, leaves you clear and free of debt even should we have to flee the situation, as the reward should cover your shakedown.
says, "Well, let's. I'll leave it to you. I can't rightly tell you what's the proper way to go about this. That's basically why you're here. Try help us out, because we can't come up with any answers ourselves. Hopefully, your plan will work."
I don't see how you could come up with any answers yourselves. These thieves guilds have protected themselves in hundreds of thousands of gold pieces of magical wards and protections. It's insane how profitable they are in such a destitute town.
Well, they might have. That's where the particular third party might be the culprit there.
A third party would make sense with those kinds of resources.
Well,
Okay.
there's the thing. If we try diplomatic solution with the Thieves Guild, if there's someone else pulling the strings, that not sure.
Let's just burn the place down. Seems simple enough.
Well, the only problem with like a direct confrontation I can see is that if we don't know their exact strength. Do they have mages working for them, right? So if we attack them and then disappear, they have mages who can figure out,
Well, that's
I don't
why
know a lot about
I think
magic,
that
but-
almost a rumor mill thing might work well, because then we could maybe get them to a place that we wish. I don't think we were supposed to see that.
Oh, no. You guys already know about the
Okay.
wardness, so I'm just testing out my thing.
Okay.
If I may, have any of them left anything here? Blood, hair, clothes, possessions?
That would be wonderful.
Scrying.
Yes, fortunately, no, not that I know. They only come around to pick up the payments.
Ash, you're quite of the... I never quite see where you are. Perhaps you could nick something off one of them. And we can go and decide a real plan from there. Something they won't miss. A shred of clothing.
While I do have some ability in that area, it is not one of my specialties.
I could speed you along. Magically so that he may not catch you and may not see you coming.
Well, hiding and moving around silently is not a problem. I can certainly give it a try.
And then Ranger says, you're dealing with thieves. There might be traps as well. Hopefully, you are capable of disarming such traps, I guess. And
Mm,
I'm just
not,
thinking out
not
loud
really.
here. Yes. Well,
It
they are
just, I just feel like
thieves. They are thieves, you said.
perhaps if we were to spread the rumor that uh, the Black Ohms, or the other group whose name is escaped my mind at this moment, has hired
Scar.
a group to take out the other one. Um, if we were to spread that through town, then they might come looking for us, and we could set our own traps. I mean, probably less powerful ones than theirs, but traps nonetheless. And if we could choose the location, then we could choose somewhere where my chimera friend could assist us. And that's not a big deal, but it's a small extra thing to our advantage in this situation. Anything
I'm
that could
sorry.
assist us.
I'm sorry. I can't finish this.
Oh, you got to go?
That was not muted. I'm sorry. I was given a snack and I could not finish it. Just a
Oh,
second.
okay. Well,
It sounded so distressed.
Yeah.
I like the idea of bringing them to us rather than us trying to go through all their wards and helm horrors and
traps.
If nothing
one
else,
wraith and 7 zombies and 2 watch
Well-
ghosts and
If there's a trap prepared, I'm certain that we, as what we are, can certainly make something of it.
Yes, that building, we could fortify it, bring them through our own entrances and set up our own particular way of things, and then we could just...
why not
You
leave
understand.
for
I'm
now?
sorry, words are escaping me.
We're drawing a little too much attention to ourselves, and if one of these should be captured and tortured, they'll give us up. Why not leave and concoct an entirely separate plan?
Agreed.
sorry, who's going to be tortured?
Rengear or
not-
Joe.
Oh yeah, I agree that we should do something outside,
Let's hurry
separate.
back to the Chimera.
Yes,
And
we're
then-
going.
Sure.
We'll handle the matter ourselves. Thank you for your assistance. It was wonderful meeting you. Your bar is fabulous. Goodbye.
And then he kind of looks at Ash and he grabs him by his arm. He says, "Are your friends going to help us out or not?"
We're going to try. Don't worry.
All right,
But
lad.
if you hear anything about a group that's being hunted, we might have to disappear for a while.
Well, may Helm be watchful towards your backside, and good luck.
Thanks, Hunk.
All right, so you guys are back on the tavern or back on the street?
Back to the warehouse.
All right, so you guys back at the warehouse. Got it. All right, everybody make a spot check. Spot check. DC 30. DC 30.
Oh, not even rolling.
I'm not even rolling.
Not rolling.
I only have a +3.
Okay.
I don't think I can get
Yeah, I have
that
a 4.
either, but
So
Okay. All right. Well,
can't
nobody.
remember what my...
Yeah.
Oh, close.
close.
Yeah. All right. All right.
I
so.
can try to
I
help.
couldn't do it. I could even at 20. I would only have a 29.
Oh, that's fine. Maybe I'm fucking with you.
Oh,
Never-
actually, sorry. Willingham has a really good spot check. I forgot. Let me get his up.
I do a couple things really, really well.
Nope.
A bunch of
he's
other
not
things
the
not so
check.
good.
You can't do
All
it
right. So
either.
you guys are on the street. You don't notice something that I might or might not be messing with you with. So you're back at the warehouse. Warehouse. All right. So what's the dealio?
So we're gonna set up a trap. Is that right? We're gonna set something up to bring a few of them in and then try and take them out. Is
Yeah,
that
we
the
could
deal?
we could disguise ourselves as homeless people around town and start spreading things to people, telling certain people, hey, I have information and da 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 da. da. know.
I would ask to be on the front lines of this trap. I have a something I can use here.
Well, I have a spell that I could prepare in my open slot. It's called stone shape, so we could refortify different parts of this building if we had the right stone.
If I may.
Uh-huh. Also
Uh,
stone wall.
And I dig a lead box out of Ferdinand's backpack.
Mhm.
All right.
If you would all attune yourselves, careful. Step around behind me.
Okay.
If you would all, your chimera included, touch the contents of this box.
Why?
It is an alarm that should not be going off when any of us are in its vicinity, but
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, man. We'll touch it.
okay.
I just wasn't sure if you were trying to poison us.
No.
Suicide pact. We all die together.
Okay. So you all touch the box. After it's open, it's a skull.
Uh-huh.
That's fine. That's fine.
All right.
Skull named Bob? No. I forgot the Chimera's Bob.
I'm
No,
going
the
to
Chimera's name is Bob.
I'm going to let it out of the box, and it's just going to hover over here.
It is Bob.
He's the best chimera.
All right. All right. Hope.
Where are the entrances?
Well,
Those are the
there's-
two entrances.
Correct. The warehouse to the front and the back door in the back.
That should be fine. Okay, it watches a 90-foot cone. So I'm actually going to put it here, directed this way.
Okay.
If anything tiny or larger, living or not, moves in this area and it's not one of us, it sets off the alarm.
Yeah, that's basic first
Loud
level.
enough to be heard a quarter-mile away.
Yeah, you can set it up for personal or everyone to hear. Yes.
This is actually a third-level spell, Skull Watch.
Okay.
It screams.
Okay. Well, yeah, it sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Anything else, guys?
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do now.
You keep everything locked down.
So, do you want me to try spreading your rumor?
I think what we should
Bluffing
do...
people and bluffing them into thinking.
Well, we might want to give ourselves some more time to prepare other spells. I don't know if anybody else needs more time. I might. I don't know. I'm looking through my stuff right now. What I have prepared, not prepared.
All right. All right. So I guess you guys are still thinking about what you're wanting to do. I guess correct. Well, tell you what. Let me
Why
just.
not combine our two plans?
Well, I'm gonna.
What was that?
I'm gonna roll for encounters, guys, because it's basically about 9 o'clock. Because you went and talked to. You guys got here at about maybe 3 in the afternoon. You went to the tavern. You went to the stables. Well, you are at the empty warehouse. It's about 9 o'clock. Usually the shifts work from 10, 11, 12. That's shift 1, 1, 2, 3. Shift 2. Then 4, 5, and 6 is shift 3. So that's usually how it works. So whichever way you guys want to do it, you're either gonna do something tonight, or I'm just gonna roll encounters. So which is it gonna be?
Well, here's my first idea. Remember our first ideas?
Well, you guys had a lot of
Was
ideas. Yeah.
right. I have a way to combine them. So, if I may, if our friend Ash goes and nicks something of value off of one of the thieves, instead of something innocuous that they wouldn't miss, not only would that be a personal possession that would enable us to scry upon them, and then I'll wave a little, but this is then an object of value that we can set up for fence. We'll say we're selling out of this warehouse, in fact, and we'll spread the rumor. Naturally, they'll want to come and reclaim their object, and they may even bring some of their friends with them to crush us. Little will they know that we'll be well prepared for them.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
At this point, I'm pretty much fine with any plan.
Yeah.
that
all
not
seem
only
fine
gives
to
us
me.
Yeah. I mean, you guys got to do something. So.
So let's nick the badge off of one of them. That will give us an object to scry on, a badge, and an object to fence and lure them here.
All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so that's a good idea. Is that what you guys are going to decide on? Is that it?
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
So in the meantime, you guys are going to get some sleep, so you can do it the next day, or are you going to do it tonight, or how's that going to work? Because the rumor mill is going to take maybe 1 or 2 days, so you guys are going to be in town for maybe 1 or 2 days. Because just starting a rumor doesn't happen. Okay, they started a rumor.
Yeah, we want to get the object before we start the rumor, though, right?
Well, that's something else. Yeah.
It will do best for us if we start the rumor after we have the object, so I have time to scry upon it.
Right. Okay, so we're gonna go and try and find someone from the guild that we can sneak up on.
I'm going to use my mask to disguise myself into something a little less obvious, so to speak.
All right. All right. So let me get this straight. You guys are going to start a rumor, but once the rumor starts, you're going to try to lure one of the thieves into the warehouse here, and then you are going to try to scry that object that he has on him. Is that correct?
So
In order, we're
Yeah.
going to
Go ahead.
have Ash nick the badge off of him, take it back to the warehouse and scry. After that, we'll start a rumor that we're selling the badge.
Okay. All right. Well, if you want to meet a thief, more than likely you're gonna have to go back to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
So I would rather not do it. Can we find? We should be able to find a thief somewhere else, would we not? Can we find one at a different bar than my uncle's?
We can find
I'm
him at the
saying.
bar and track him until he's farther away from it.
I
Well, if we could
suppose.
find a thief, we could just, we could attempt to dominate him and just take control of him. Having one of them on our team would make it a lot easier to sneak in and a lot easier to spread our own rumor.
Well, for one thing is you will all need a ward. It's basically like a security badge. So each person would need a security badge.
Yes, but if we had someone they trusted who was dominated,
Yeah,
he
that's.
would.
He's got a
we could-
security
he
badge.
would-
What about
yeah,
you?
we could.
You-
He could go in and tell them anything we wanted him to tell them.
Yeah, you would go in. The ward
But
pops because you don't have a security badge. Then attacks you.
No,
No,
wait,
what
you're-
he's saying is getting someone of such high rank that they can either bring multiple people forward, or when they go through, they talk and say, "Hey, these guys are cool, and let us through."
Yeah, you could be cool. You could be the coolest. You could be Fonzie cool. But without the ward, you're
No,
not gonna make.
but what I'm saying is, I have dominate person. It's a spell, dominate person. If I
Yeah.
dominate one of them,
Yeah.
then he can tell them anything we want. It's like having a guy on the inside.
Yeah.
You can be like, "Yo, there's these assholes in this place that we got to take out," and he can bring whoever he could, and he could bring them to us. We don't need to spread a rumor. He could do it himself, or he could give us inside information about them. Like he just can tell us everything we need to know, and like give us more information.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
that's
like the way you're thinking.
Yeah,
He
that's a
can
good
then
one.
bring a band of them with him. How many
Yeah.
are we? 1, 2, 3.
Does this dominate? How long does it last?
A day, a level, so 9 days.
And do you have to be near them, or
No,
like do you have to be within a range of them? You can just dominate and then send them off.
let me see.
Well-
Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure you can.
You essentially, in a metagame sense, gain control of the other character as though it were your own.
But you don't have to be within a certain distance of them
No.
while you're. No.
The range is close, but that's for the initial casting.
all right.
I like
okay.
that idea.
All right. Well, let's get on.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
so if we dominate one of them, then we have that person, right? And then for 9 days, and so we could leave him alive, give him a couple scratches to make it look like, and then he could be like, it was a trap from the other people.
All right.
The other
Right.
people
and they're holed up they're holed up in this, and then you can point them to our. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can even throw in the story about how he stole his badge.
All right. So you guys want to do it? You want to go to the tavern, scout it out, look for a thief, and then trail him. Is that correct?
Yep. Right.
All right. So you're gonna do that tomorrow, or you're gonna do this tonight? Because it's 8:00.
It's up to you guys, because I have an empty slot, so we could do it right now if you wanted.
I think we could see about doing it right now.
Let's see what I have for
We just need to
now.
find one of them.
I agree.
That's
8:00
the
is
thing.
the kind of the time that you're going to find these guys in the tavern, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's
I
probably
mean,
a good
that's-
time.
All right. So you guys decide on that particular plan.
We have not decided. We have not decided yet. Relax,
Okay.
chill. Give us a second.
All right. Well, I like to tidy up at least one mission per night. So, not that there's a hurry, but you would like to find out if your plan works or not. Oh,
Let's do it.
All right. So
So where do you think we'll find one of these guys?
let me get some water. And you guys.
And we're gonna need a pretty loud distraction so that people don't know I'm casting a spell on him, or I'm gonna.
But I think we
just
follow
him.
him and catch him when he's.
Following him is gonna be
somewhere
tricky though,
isolated.
without him noticing us. We're not exactly a very stealthy group.
No, that's true. But if just a couple of us kind of follow, and then the other group, is there any way to get a message so that we can say, "Hey, come in," or "We need help," or I could do it, go on my own. Oh, but then we need you to cast a spell. What do you think? You could be invisible.
Kelris, do you have the spell slot empty, or did you prepare all your 5th level spells? Because to be honest, you should be the one casting it if one of us is going to cast it, because your DCs are higher.
I have an empty slot.
Okay, so you should be the one casting it, to be honest.
You should
'Cause-
both attempt to cast it.
Well, yeah, both of us being there would be a good thing, but your DC is a 23, and like mine's like a 21 or something. Oh, let me check. I don't know.
In a
Yours is like
metagame
2 higher
sense.
than mine.
I can
Yeah,
assure
on a
he doesn't
metagame
pass the DC.
Mine's a 21. Yeah, yours is like 2 higher than mine, maybe 3. I don't know.
Let's see.
Yeah, mine's a little bit higher.
Let me see real quick.
So I guess, but the only sticky thing might be that it looks like with the dominate spell that they could get a sense motive to see that he's dominated because he's acting strangely.
True.
You wouldn't act terribly strangely. In fact, it says that they do nothing out of character. Except for what you tell them, and all you tell them to do is... Suggestion might work better here.
Yeah, but this one like lasts days, and it looks like you can see in his mind and then give him instructions as he's doing it. Is that right?
Let me see.
Okay. We could beat his face in, give him a suggestion that he was robbed by the other people, at which point he would go and tell them that he was robbed by the other people. No sense motive. And he'll bring them there, at which point we can dominate person him. Or we can do both. Both is good.
All right. So what's it gonna be then, eh?
Yeah, I have a telepath. I'll have a telepathic link with him if we use dominate person.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right.
So are we going to try and cast it in the bar? Is that what
Well,
you're
if
saying?
we
Or
do
just
that,
as
then
he's
there needs
leaving,
to
maybe?
be a very loud distraction because I have to say it like I can't just whisper it. It has to be with a clear, concise voice. So something's going to have to happen that's going to be loud so that people don't hear me casting a spell. And then somebody's probably going to have to stand in front of me or stand in front of Kelris or something.
What about doing it just outside of the bar, like right after he leaves?
Well, why don't you nick him? He'll run after you into a trap. That trap will be us.
I do
Okay.
have a non-lethal trap that I could pull if we get him set away from things.
All right. So I'm going to bait him into following me.
Into like an alley where we'll be waiting, and then both
Right.
of us will try to cast the spell on him.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Let's go. Let's do this.
All right. So you guys are at the bar.
We're not at the bar. We're gonna wait
Just-
outside the bar.
Outside.
Well, I think we need to figure out if there is someone in there, right? So I'm going to go in.
Okay, so then
And make
me
sure
and
there's
Kelris
someone.
will wait in the alley beside the bar for you to come running in with someone following you.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So you do go to the tavern and actually do a spot check because you
But
don't
me
know.
and Kelris are not here. We're in the alley outside.
All right. Let me just get rid of these things.
As am I.
All right.
Oh, you need to be inside to, see when he's leaving?
There should be at least one other person, I think, in the bar. I mean, just, yeah.
I said I would be the trap. Or at least try to be that.
So you'll be at the trap. I guess we'll start a message spell before anything else.
That does work well.
Yeah.
I think I have that as an innate ability.
Well, then that's what we want to use. So you'll start a message between us. I'll sit in the bar. Waiting for the commotion. Or waiting for him to leave, and I'll tell you when he leaves.
All
Yeah,
right.
I have message.
Ash can wait outside to rob him.
Okay. So I'm going to wait outside. All right.
Ferdinand will stay with me.
All right. Okay. So which one of these tokens is the thief? Since you guys seem to
He's
already know that.
outside.
And here's the part where everything falls apart.
This guy?
Okay. You gonna follow that guy? I got you.
Why don't we make a spot for his badge?
Well, that's what I said. Somebody rolled a 10.
Well,
I
whoever's
can't
in
do it.
there needs to make a spot. So
Oh.
if you're in there, you need to make a spot check.
Can't be me.
Whoever's in the bar.
My spots are at -5.
Okay,
So- That was a good plan.
I suppose I'll be in the bar and follow then, I suppose.
All right. Well, which one of these is not like the other? Which one of these is not the same?
First one's my familiar, second one is me.
Let me change this guy because I already got somebody who looks like him. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, you are there and you're familiar and all that good stuff, but you are looking for a thief, and which one is the thief?
Which one has the badge?
Yeah,
Well,
who has the
so
badge?
they rolled a 23 spot. So does that spot someone with a badge? Or?
Nope, nope. 20 is
Nope.
basically like average. 25 is, yeah,
Wow.
25 is good. 30 is excellent. So, all right. So, what's the next plan of attack?
So we don't see anyone who obviously looks like.
Just saying, it's only a DC 20 to spot an invisible creature.
Right, right. It is.
So
That's
it's-
correct. But you're. How are you going to point somebody out? This is not spotting. You're not. You can see the person, but how are you going to tell if somebody has perhaps a weird tattoo that notifies you that they're in some sort of a organization? We're not talking about looking for an invisible creature. That's not where we're looking. We're looking for spotting, like a tattoo on his neck, or maybe this guy has fidgeting hands and he's toying around with the ward that the ward that lets him into the areas that you
What I'm
guys.
saying
Mhm.
is that a 20 is good enough to see an invisible creature. I'm pretty sure it's good enough to check out what they're doing. It's not a search check, it's a spot 20.
Right.
Is
Right.
the badge like pinned to their chest?
No, it's not pinned to their chest. They basically either have it in their pockets. Most of the time, they have it in the pockets. So you have to kind of figure out, okay, who is fidgeting with his hands in his pocket, or who might have a tattoo on his neck. So again, we're not talking about 20 as spotting a invisible creature. We're talking about spotting certain attributes of
Which
a particular
should-
individual. It's not going to be
Which
15.
should be easier to see than an invisible creature.
No. It's not gonna. That's not gonna work.
Okay, so
yeah.
So we got a message going on. They say, hey, we can't tell who's a thief here. So I'm gonna come in and talk to my uncle and see if he knows. This guy's a regular and he's a member of.
I wouldn't say you do it.
Well. Okay. Well, whoever's in there could do it.
Well, why don't you message me that?
So I message, talk to my uncle, ask him if he notices anyone in the bar who he knows is part of the member of the Thieves Guild.
All right. So he says, all right. So what do you want to drink?
Oh. Tavern, right?
Yeah, this be a tavern.
I'll have a red.
Red is good. All right. That'll be 5 silver.
Yes, here's
Holy
your
crap.
silver.
Well, it's good red. It's red wine, I would assume.
Yep. That's what they sell at taverns, wine.
All right. Anything else you need, lad?
Yes, any of your regulars here you notice that perhaps...
Well, there are regulars around here. Could you be more specific?
Any perhaps related to the organization that's been shaking you down?
Yeah. This. You see that female down at the end of the tavern? And he basically points to this female over here. She usually comes in around asking for the cash, if that's what you're asking.
She does she?
That be her.
All right. Thank you, good bar patron.
That wasn't
Tender, sir.
All right. All right. That's wasn't so hard. So yeah, you guys just figured out who the thief is.
So we're gonna wait for them to leave the bar.
All right, she basically takes off. She's outside. Here is, let's go ahead and go back to the outside street. All right, so here we go. All right, so she goes around the corner and she's going
Django has
behind.
left the premises.
And she's basically over here. She's going around. If you guys want to bum rush her, you can go ahead and do that now.
Well, I'm gonna attempt to sneak up and pickpocket the.
So I send the message.
I will follow after her, I suppose.
All right.
And when she gets to a distance that isn't going to be easily within eyeshot of people, I tell my familiar to focus its gaze on her.
All right. He's basically got his beamers on. She's just walking back through the alley area. Unless
Okay.
he gets in front of her and stares at her to do some kind of a spell, then you
Wait,
can do
that's
that
not
as
what's
well.
happening yet.
I don't know. I'm just
Yeah, I
trying
thought
to-
I was supposed to. You guys are waiting in the
I
alley,
messaged
right?
him. They're waiting in the alley. Ash
Yeah.
is going to come past and steal her thing.
All right.
Or attempt to.
And
And
I'm
it doesn't
following.
matter if I fail. If I fail, that's okay, because then I'm just gonna run.
Run over
Into
to
the
me,
alley.
Ash. Just run over to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
and
that's,
I'll leave the bar very shortly after she does.
All right. All right. So
Not to follow her, just to go out and have a smoke.
All right. Here's actually a DC kind of, that's. Anyway, I'll put that in the handouts. All right. So she's basically outside. You are going to try to pick her pocket. I can do an opposed
Yeah.
for. So let's do the opposed check. 1d20 plus. I'll give her. She's very skilled. So I'll just give her an 8.
So
All
I'm
right.
doing a sleight of hand. Is that?
Yeah, sleight of hand versus a
Yeah.
spot. So here's my roll to spot you, 12, which is pretty shitty. So you're probably going to be okay.
Well,
I
don't
believe
know.
it's just a flat 20 DC.
Well, yeah, it's a 20 plus your modifier, whatever your sleight of hand modifier is. I think it might be a dexterity, but I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I got a 15.
All right. So you bump past her, even though she's got a +8. She's not good enough to notice that you did swipe the ward from her. So you do now have the specific ward for her to get into the Thieves Guild area. All right.
Good.
What's
now, make it
next?
obvious.
Yeah.
So I'm going to when she gets a little away from me, like 15 feet, I'm gonna yell at her and hold up the ward and go, "Hey, did you drop something?" And then I'm gonna run
All right.
to the alley that we have the trap set up.
All right. Let's just say the alley is. Let's just say the alley is right here, I guess, or actually wherever you guys want to do it, like over here. I don't know. There's a couple of people there, so probably this would be the best place. Or I could put in a better map for the alley. So let me go ahead and do that.
Probably.
All right, so let me put an alley map. So she has now basically followed you. She's in the alley. She's by herself. She says, "Give me the fucking. That's my property." She says, "Give me my property. That's my." I can't do a female voice, by the way. That's my property.
Give me my property. That's my property.
There you go.
Yeah, well, she's
All right.
that's too girlish. She's not that girlish. All right, so she.
Oh,
I mean,
making
she's-
fun of voices now.
No, she's more.
Give me my property. That's my property.
Yeah, there you go,
There
something
you
like
go.
that. Yeah. All right, so she basically starts yelling at you, and then she breaks out a dagger. So she is pretty pissed
Which
right now.
one is she?
Would
She's
you
the
say-
yellow,
Yeah,
This chick right here.
that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
This one. Okay.
I'm trying to. I'm gonna not
Kelly,
so
you gotta get
secret.
closer, man, if you're gonna cast it.
I'm not going to so secretly follow her, but I'm going to draw attention to myself and yell as if yelling at Ash, hoping that she'll turn around.
Well, you guys are all. She's in the whole alley by herself with you guys. So
Does she turn to look at me?
it's yeah.
All right, we
Uh,
found an
I'll be back in a
unpopulated
sec.
alley, right?
Yeah, here's the alley, by the way. Let me just put you guys in there.
okay, she needs to make a DC 18 will check.
Oh.
What?
I. Pardon me.
Are you guys doing something over there? All right, so let me put you guys in the map, as well as the female who is also in here with you. All right, so there's that, and then there's a female. Okay. Okay. All right. Just doing a little copy and pasting. All right. Here's a female, and the rest of you guys. This lady was over here. She's not taking. She's not taking any interest in you guys. All right. So you guys are. You've got her in the corner. She needs to make a will save. Let me put her token with the saves to make it legit. And here is the token for her. Mage fighter. God damn it. Fuck it, I'll just do this. Alright, she's gonna go on these. Alright, here's my save.
Yes.
Pow. Alright, what did I roll? 15. That's not it. Alright. Will is 17. Is that the one you were asking for?
Yes, I'm
All
gonna. As she looks over, eh, there's a ghost covering my face, to say the least,
Alright.
and she's paralyzed for 4 rounds.
4 rounds. That is 24 seconds, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. 24 seconds. Let's start the round. I don't think it's really gonna matter, but she's gonna wake up in a little bit. So, here's my initiative. All right, so what say you? Oh, that's wrong.
Holy shit.
All right, so you have her basically paralyzed. What are you guys up to? What are you guys up to?
Okay, well, Thea, I guess you're gonna try and dominate her.
Yeah, come on, guys. You can probably meet the guild leader tonight and kick his butt. You guys are doing fairly well. Just depends on how you're gonna roleplay with this lady. Lady.
Yeah. I gotta go soon, guys. I have stuff to do tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Um,
That's too early.
No problem.
Not soon, but like probably by 11, which is like in 40 minutes for me.
Oh, okay.
what kind of a ranking is she? Does she look remotely or moderately strong?
She's a CR10 thief, elf. If that's what you're asking.
Good enough. At 26 initiative, then I'll just do.
Can you restart the
paralyzed.
initiative, by the way?
Restart it.
No,
Yeah,
just
that's
restart
what-
it.
Oh,
Yeah, what you
sorry.
just did.
All right. Well, she is the last person on the initiative, so you guys can ass rape her if you want to. Maybe. Okay. Well, maybe I
Well.
shouldn't have said that. Well, you know. I keep thinking it's a bunch of guys playing, so forget about what
We
I
should just
said.
dominate her, take control of her.
Yeah.
Know what
Yeah.
to
What's
Yeah,
the
do
dealio?
it.
That'll take a second. Forward. Yeah, just a second. Here, I'm sure that hits her flat foot touch, right?
Yes, definitely.
Cool. She can have 3 negative levels.
All right. So you just did an enfeeblement on her, or what did you do?
Enervation.
All right. So you are definitely screwing her up. What else are you guys up to?
No, it's the next person on the initiative, I guess.
I've got my rapier and dagger out, and I'm holding them at her back as I wait for Thea to do her thing.
All right. Well, since you guys have completely screwed her up, I'm not even gonna. I mean, 'cause she just lost a couple of levels. So you can actually kill her if you desire, because
I don't want to kill it.
Well, I'm just
No
saying.
use in that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just
That's
saying.
a good idea, though, the innovation, because that'll make it harder for her to resist the dominate.
Yeah.
That's
It was
why
a
I did it.
good idea.
All right. So basically, she's pretty much putty in your hands. So what are you guys up to?
Anybody good at intimidating?
I might be.
Cool. Do that to her next round.
All right.
Okay, so Kel, are you gonna do your thing now?
Yeah, Calrus will move up and he'll cast.
Wait for the intimidation.
She's paralyzed.
Yep, for 4 rounds. Surely somebody can demoralize her in that time span.
Well,
I don't think it's gonna matter. I'll cast
Yeah.
Dominate Person on her. She needs to make a will save, DC 24.
all right. Here's my no will.
And it's
Ooh,
-3.
fuck.
All right. It doesn't matter. 20 is auto success.
Well, actually.
Well, it wasn't a natural 20 though.
Yeah, it was on the will save. It's a natural 20.
That is a
Yeah.
nat 20. See the green outline?
Yeah, natural
I'm
20.
looking at the wrong thing.
But yeah, so she
Oh,
she
down there.
succeeds. So I'll go ahead.
Actually, I don't think criticals work for saves. Is that?
Yeah, for will saves they do. Yeah, they do.
Saves and attack rolls only.
So
Okay.
wait
Well,
for
I
that
crit-
there intimidation.
All right.
Changes the DC by 2. Trust me.
Well, I get.
Oh, you want me to wait for it? Well, she actually goes before me, so if you want to try intimidating her before I try my dominate on her, go ahead.
I will have Klaus, my familiar, try to intimidate her because his roll is actually better than mine.
Where is he?
He's on my
her face.
There is a ghostly face over my own right now.
Oh,
Oh, she doesn't
Okay.
have that big of a bluff.
That's an intimidate.
Modified level check. Wisdom modifier plus 10 plus 1/2 hit dice.
Yeah, that's even with all that good stuff. I can't. I don't give my guys fucking 20s, anything like that. She's just a regular 10th level thief with no real.
So she gets a -2 on her will save. Is that what that does?
-2 to everything.
Okay, so I'll do dominate person on her, and so it's a will save of a DC 21.
Well, didn't you Eulish already do that? I mean, or he was doing an intimidate. Right?
Kelris did that.
Okay.
Yeah, she
no,
did.
he was
intimidate.
doing something else.
Okay. Well, I don't know what that 20 was for, but
She did an intimidate. It was an intimidate.
Okay. Well,
No. But before that,
Oh,
Kelris. What did Kelris cast?
he cast dominate person, and it didn't work.
Okay,
She got
so
a
now
nat
you're
20.
doing the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This time I'm going to intimidate her and hopefully
So
Demoralize
she is
her.
intimidated, and
I
now
was my familiar was saying there was gravelly voice that I myself cannot use.
All right.
Kneel.
And then she kind of looks at you and with like a cringe, and then she kneels on the floor.
She's also paralyzed.
So she
Oh,
can't
well.
actually
yeah,
kneel.
she
She's
can't.
just scared.
This is after the 4
Uh,
rounds, I would assume.
No,
Nah.
so that would be during. So then that would be a -5 to her will save, and so she has to hit a 21 with a -5.
Well, she's definitely
Which is no longer possible.
yeah.
Well, it is
Yeah.
possible because you can get a natural 20.
Another will
Again.
save.
Oh, okay. Here's another. Oh, actually, the will save was an 8. No, actually, that's right. That's fine.
no,
Oh,
that
it's-
was yeah.
Yeah. So I rolled 14 plus 8. No, it wasn't 8. So that is 14 plus 8 is 21. Or no,
Minus
Okay, why do you?
5.
But
minus 5.
you
Okay.
is that with the -5? Is that with the -5?
No. Well, that's without the -5. So
Okay,
minus
so with
5.
the minus
yeah,
5.
So 14 plus 3 is 17. So she rolled a 17.
So she's dominated.
All right. So she's dominated. Okay, she is totally
Yeah.
dominated.
For 9 days. For 9
Alright.
days.
And then
That's the
she.
character sheet.
All right. So, so she basically, her cringed face looks more docile now, and she basically is dominated. She's basically what you're getting out of her is that she belongs to uh, the Black Alms Thieves Guild. She basically tells you, well, you can ask her whatever you want. That's it's up to you to, dominate her the way you want to.
Does anybody have any questions for her?
Can you
Let's
have
get
her
out of
call
here
you
before
daddy?
we ask anything.
Yeah, let's go back to follow us. I just tell her to follow us, and then we're gonna go back to the place before we do anything.
I cast an invisibility sphere.
All right. Of course, you are making
So-
noise, so that's going to be kind of weird, don't you think?
I mean, I guess.
I mean, that's going to be weird. So I'll roll for encounter. So let's go ahead and do that then. All right. So 1d10 just to see if people are just like, what the fuck? All right. So that's a 2, which means people don't really give a shit. All right. So here is the warehouse again. You guys made it
Alright.
back. She is here.
Here,
And
before anything else, I'm gonna go over there and turn the skull the other direction so I don't get deafened for 6 rounds.
Evelyn. All right, sounds good. All right, so you've got this dominated lady thieves that basically is walking with you. She is pretty she's not eager to be with you, but she's not giving you any problems.
She's
Okay,
not
good
not
questions.
she's just under my control, so she's not really not eager to be with us.
Yeah,
She's
yeah. I
just
mean, she's
with us.
basically docile, so that's basically what's happening.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the word?
Does anybody have any questions for her?
Well, I think we should
She'll
ask
answer
about
anything
the
you ask.
organization and her boss, the leader.
All right. She basically tells you that she belongs to the Black Arms Thieves Guild. The group is set up about maybe 24 members, including herself, makes it 25. Her guild leader is basically a half orc. He's a very powerful member. And of course, and this is out of character, guys. You already know that the boss is going to be 2 levels higher than you guys, so you already know. He's a half orc. He's a thief. CR11. This is out of character, by the way. And then she says he's a very able thief who is basically in the service of a very powerful uh, entity. She doesn't really know that much about the entity, but she does know that this particular it, it's a little bit more information about this particular third party than you guys. You already knew there was a third party, but she has now confirmed that this particular third party is basically running both of the guilds. The reason that there are 2 guilds is because of the arms that come in and out of town. Now, these arms are brought in by either the Zentio Keep or the Hillsfire. Once the arms are uh, delivered, then they go into the Undermountain. There's a cavern that basically goes into the Undermountain, which it does go into, well, not the Undermountain, but the Underdark, which goes into the city of, the name of the city that is close to the Camanther Forest. It starts with an M. But I'll give you that information a little bit later. So here's what's happening: the thieves guilds are being used by the let's just call him the Illuminati guy. The Illuminati guy is basically using Hillsfire and um, and Zentocube as a front, and then he uses the thieves guilds to actually do the movement of the arms and equipment into the Underdark, which then goes to the city of Marathis, Drow City, Marath, Drow City names. Anyway, so that is the actual story. Now, the abuse of the people in the town, that's basically, they're thieves, they're assholes. You can't really do much about it. But you can maybe take care of the guy. Again, he's only CR. He's a CR 11 creature or a half orc or whatever it is that you guys feel like you have to do. And this is the name of the Drow city, Maryline, which is basically underneath the Comanthor Forest. Where's the Comanthor Forest? Well, let's look at the big map. That is here. And if you are looking at the map, it's basically this big forest here. So, do you guys have any questions for Evelyn, who has now told you that Zinto Keep and Hillsfire are basically used as a front to ship arms and equipment to the Drow city of Maryland that is somewhere in the Comanthor Forest. So, what say you, or what are you guys up to, or what are you guys going to be doing?
Since this is the first time I've gotten to look at the world, damn it.
Oh, you want? Yeah, let me go back. Okay.
I would just like to ask about any warm, marshy regions.
Well, all the warm marshy regions would be in this vicinity, due to the fact that there is a very large Mississippi-like river that flows through pretty much the center or Comanthor. There's also some small streams here and there, but the majority of this particular area is more like the Mississippi River, as well as this particular river, which is also pretty large. And again, there are streams and rivers and creeks, but if you are specifically asking for 100% of where a marsh would be, then either of these two very large rivers would have your answer.
Okay, because I've still yet to pick a homeland, so to speak.
Sure, yeah, yeah.
So Comanthor actually works as a homeland. Good.
Well, the guys have actually...
Not like I get anything out of it.
Well, the guys have actually messed around with Comanthor. Reason being, in their first adventure, they had to help out a druid, which lives close to lives in the Comanthor forest, but a little bit outside the outskirts. Anyway, they might or might not tell you all about it, but that's what's happening with Comanthor. There's like a lot more to the that region. You have Battledale, Mistledale, and the other dells, which you guys might or might not be interested in. But that's basically you guys. Anyway, so did you have any question regarding the reason why they are doing all what they're doing? Their shipments, the cities, the drow, the slaves that might or might not be going in and out of the city. So that might also, actually, she does say that slaves are taken intermittently. Not that they gather swoops of people, like 20 at a time. Usually they'll take maybe 2 or 3 every now and then. But nobody, since these people are peasants, and Mr. Ash doesn't think that it's that uncommon, he might or might not bring it up. But that's another problem in this particular region. But you've got enough on your hands to set your motives on why you might want to help these people or liberate this town. That's a pretty big order to try to help this particular town. Reason being is they have everything that I just mentioned, so I'm not going to go through it again. But that's the 411 on this particular town. So you could cut out again well, I'm not going to go through it again because you already know what I just said. So what are you guys up to?
Kelris is going to ask her about the how they got the mist that creates these like constructs and undead into the Thieves Guild areas?
She said the master is the one that creates the mist. The master is that's what we know him by. We call him the master. I've had never seen him personally. I don't know if what he looks like or who he is. All we know is that we take orders from him and we do what he says.
Does the leader of the Thieves Guild take orders from him? The orc?
Yes, yes, we have a cozy relationship with the master. He gives us royalties from the arms that we sell to the drow, and we make out pretty well. Not only that, but he leaves us free reign over the city or over our side of the city. If you might or might not know, the city is split into two. We take the northern side or the southern side, and the Swift Scars take the southern side, the northern side. The Swift take the north. The Black Alms take the south. And again, the Zinto Keep and Hillsfire are making some money as well because they get a share of the profits from the sales of the arms that they are giving to the Drow. Why do the Drow need so much arms? Well, that's a good question. She doesn't know.
It's drow. Don't they always need that?
She says, well, this might lead to another mission, but that's up to you guys to whether you're interested in that sort of stuff. So
I'm going to ask her how they get orders from the master. Like, how does he communicate with them?
by telepathy.
Okay. That's not really traceable.
He says the master knows all, he sees all.
I don't have anything else if somebody else wanted to ask some questions.
I can't really think of any proper questions right now.
All right. Anybody else have any questions? So
Where's their base at?
on the map, let me get the Ulash map. Where the hell is it?
Real quick.
Sure.
Her badge, right?
The ward that you got off of her? Yeah. Hmm.
Yep. Okay. I'd like to set to examining that.
It looks like a just a stone with a rune on it.
Identify the spell. Everything about it.
It's out of character. It's basically what is in the Forgotten Realms Valos Guide to the Sword Coast. It basically stifles the ward mist as per spell. That's basically. There's no real technicals. It's basically part of the canon of the Forgotten Realms that I kind of like to use.
Right.
Yeah.
How can I construct one? Or is there a spell component to it?
As per book, no. There's nothing that I'd have to come up with something. So, oh yeah,
Well,
that's
I mean,
good. Yeah,
something makes them.
yeah. Well, I'd have to get back with you on that one. I don't want to give you some crazy answer. I want to give you some.
I mean, you said it works via a spell, right? What spell?
Yes. Yeah. Correct. Ward Mist. That is what's level spell? Is it 7th level requires the amount to. Well, tell you what. Why don't you read the book and then you can come up with some kind of legitimate way. I understand what you're saying. You want to create a couple of them so you can get inside the Thieves Guild. Got it. Possible. It is.
Can you
possible.
post the name of the book in Roll20? I didn't catch it.
Uh,
Something Guide to the Sword Coast.
Valo's Guide to the. Let me give you the link for the PDF. Valo's Guide to the Sword Coast. Actually, you can just do a search for this, and that'll come up with what you're looking for. All right, there it is. Put that on Google, and it'll first one on the list. It'll pop it up. All right, so that tells you a little bit about the ward mist and how it is constructed. But what about the rest of the information? Let me give you the. Okay, so here's Ulesh. The northern part of the town is, well, of course, you have the north and then you have the south, and the south is basically where the the black arms are basically what they own. The master is somewhere around. He basically dominates pretty much the whole area. The war that happens between the skirmishes, by the way, that happen between the Zinto Keep and the Hillsfire are, again, they're just a front for the supplies that come in and out of town. It's basically like the Iraq War. It's a fucking front. No, actually, I don't want to get involved with that. I don't want to talk about
Um,
politics. Anyway. So anyway,
yeah.
that's
So I'm sorry, my stuff cut out for a second, so I don't know all of the questions people asked because it was like it was being fidgety.
Sure, we didn't
Um,
ask many.
okay, so I was just wondering, did anybody ask her how if they had to bring in like captives to ask them questions, how they would get them in with through the ward system?
well, basically the wards they give you the ward, the rock, the rune, and you can come in and out of the Thieves Guild at will. If you don't have the ward, of course, all those monsters will jump on you. They basically create them and give them to the members. You already know there's 25 members, so there's only
Yes,
20.
but
Yeah.
if she wanted to, like, what if they needed to take prisoners and interrogate them for information or something like that? Would they not bring them back to their base or something like
No, no.
that? Do
I
they
mean,
have spare wards from
no,
that,
no, they,
or how would they bring them in?
no, they wouldn't necessarily have to take them into the Thieves Guild. They can just slap them around in their house. I mean, they're the Thieves Guild. So what are they gonna do? I mean, what's a peasant gonna do?
Well,
They're,
I mean, I'm not necessarily thinking that all of the people they might need to interrogate might have like a place like if some new people came into town or something like that and they needed to ask them some questions, they're going to just do that out in the middle of the freaking street. What if
well,
they're just
yeah. If they come upon any like people that are giving them too much of a hard time, then that's what the Zintil Keep and the Hillsfire are used as backup. So if they can't handle the person, say for example, somebody comes in and is has a chimera that is going to kill everybody. Well, then they have to talk to the militia, which are either the Zintil
so
Keep or the Hillsfire, and say, hey, these guys are being assholes. They're fucking up our.
that's not really what I was asking though. My question, like, basically my question is like, there's no situation in which they ever bring people who are not in the Thieves Guild back with them to the Thieves Guild.
Uh, yes, there is situations when they have to do that. When that happens, they talk to the master. The master gives them a couple of more wards. Case problem solved.
Okay.
I think we want to try and bring the
Yeah, I was just wondering.
leader
This is
out,
just a curiosity. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Um,
eventually we want to go back. I think we need to kill the leader, and then we can go back and maybe make some more wards
As a
for
heads up,
ourselves. Go back in and then search or get rid of the rest of the thieves guild.
upon inspecting this item is fairly dangerous to be in possession of.
The ward that she has that you guys swiped from her
Yes.
is no, not really. I mean, if anything, it's a benefit to you to uh, walk around town and not have to worry about the ward going off. So
Is there anyone who is protected from scrying?
well, scrying, as you might or might not know, it's very hard to beat. There's a will save or for it not to be able to scry you. So it's
There's also the lead box trick.
yeah. There's
Carol,
less-
They
Let's
also
say
they also
that
need
the,
to have something of yours, right?
the ward
No.
mist prevents scrying on those within it.
oh yeah,
Interesting.
wardness, yeah.
So, in that case, we'll be safe once we get inside, but if they can determine our exact location, such as by scrying, or by having a description of our exact location and us not moving, uh, this can be detonated remotely.
Well, you have the whole organization. I'm just wondering how you guys are going to go about trying to
Yeah.
bring
So
bring
did we
this
want
whole
to
thing
send
down.
her in and tell them? Did we want to send her in and tell them, that the other guild has hired, the other thieves guild hired someone to take them out, but she knows where we are. She thinks we'll be sleeping, so she could bring them back. Or like, what do you guys want to do?
Yeah, I like that.
Well,
Does she think she can bring the boss back?
no, the boss wouldn't show up because
He
for
wouldn't.
one thing, she they wouldn't have any clue that she was in some real danger. So why would the boss even bother to show up? She's not in any
Well,
danger, from what is
no, but
happening.
she's gonna go back and say,
We're
"Hey,
gonna send her in to tell them, hey, yo, I just found out some new information. I found out that the other thieves guild, whatever their name is that I keep forgetting like a million times, has hired some weird party to take us out, but I found out before they started they should be sleeping. We should go take them out now while they're asleep.
That would require a bluff check.
She's dominated. She's not
Yeah,
bluffing.
yeah, but
She's doing what she's told.
the boss is not gonna. He's probably gonna. You're fucking crazy. You don't know what you. I don't believe you. So.
It-
No, I see what you're saying. She can do all that.
She's
but
not bluffing. Like she's not bluffing though. She wouldn't be bluffing because she would just be doing what she's told.
Right, but he's not gonna believe it though. He's like, you're fucking nuts.
Why would
Wait,
she
what
not?
isn't
Why
he
would she
going
not
to
believe
not
that?
believe?
Well, for one thing,
It-
they have the organizations. They have an understanding with each other. The master is the one who's pulling the strings. So if the
right," and he owns both of them.
master, yeah. So
Okay,
why
well, say it's
wouldn't?
a third party. Say,
Yeah. Okay.
just tell
Third
them
party.
there's
Then.
a third party. It's coming to town, and they're trying to wipe. And here's where they are.
We can tell them like some other town that has a problem with Zento Keep has been sent to take out, or who somebody else has come to town to, it's been sent by somebody else to take them out.
Okay, third party comes into town. What do you want them to do? Just attack them?
Yeah, if they come and attack us and we know they're coming to attack us, then we can set up traps.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You are the third party, and they.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah.
if we tell them, get them to come and try to attack us, we could just rain down on them.
Very
Oh,
simply,
I got
here
you.
we are. We're here.
Yeah,
We have
I got
stolen their token. She knows where we went. But there were, I don't know, how many are we? For real.
Well, you guys got a lot of people there.
We are myself, Ferdinand.
And by the way, she does tell
What?
you that not only are they is the Thieves Guild the boss is somewhat powerful. He also has he's very powerful. That's all she's really saying. Yeah. Well,
The actual boss, you mean, like the master
no. Since
or the thieves?
the Black Arms they're gonna come and fight with you guys is what you're trying to get to happen, right? That 11 CR
Yeah.
guy, yeah, that 11 CR guy is, you don't fuck around with that guy. But you know that she's just letting you know. I got you. I'm
So,
just,
okay.
just you guys are probably gonna
Why don't
kill
we
him.
say,
I have to say this.
why don't we have her say that 3 people ambushed her? Or one person ran off with her thing and 3 people, or 2 people came with him. So it's a total of 3 threatening parties that they're worried about. So naturally they'll come in greater numbers. I would estimate 6 or greater. And we can dispatch them from there.
All right.
Yeah, and I
Or-
was thinking, can we go back into the warehouse?
Sure. Yeah.
I've got one other thing. does she know? Does he leave the Thieves Guild headquarters?
Very
Is there anything that
seldom.
would bring him out?
Well, they've got a very large underground sewer system that he usually does his travels under. He doesn't really come out that often, since they do a lot of shipment with the Drow. He's most of the time he's underground the city, shipping the weapons and equipment to the Drow. I mean, he does have to go out to the surface on occasions. Yeah, he does. He's not. I would say he's underground maybe about 40% of the time. So you might catch him on the street if that's what you're asking.
Is this stone here on the other side of this? Because it's like gray, or what is that?
Oh, it's basically an elevation. So this stuff up here is a little bit higher than the floor. So this is
Oh, okay. And
basically,
what
yeah.
what kind of walls are these?
Everything is made out of wood. Everything is like
Everything's made out of wood.
yeah, the whole place
Okay.
is wooden.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be better if we attacked him with surprise
Kelros will
rather
ask
than?
if she knows the next time he plans to leave the hideout.
She says, unfortunately, no. That I don't really keep too much tabs. He comes and goes as he please. We are acquaintances, even lovers, but he disregards me whenever he wants. He basically does what he wants when he wants. So,
Oh,
um,
lovers.
yeah.
We
Yeah,
could
man,
just
she-
tell the Thieves Guild we have her, and they're gonna come. Like,
No,
But they disregard
she
her.
just. Yeah,
She's
Oh.
just
No,
confused.
my thought process there is that she has him in some compromising positions at times, so maybe she
Well,
could kill him for us.
she's just,
Something out of
It's-
character for her, remember?
Yeah.
yeah. Well, she
Mhm.
is. I mean, he's the boss, and he could pretty much just jack up any female that he wants, or if he's bi, any. Well, he's not bi. He's heterosexual. He's a heterosexual guy, and if he wants to smack her up, he can smack her up. That's just the way it is.
darn, I was gonna try to seduce him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
Seduce
so I
checks.
think there's.
So-
So do we want to wait for him to leave and ambush him, or do we want to bring him here, and so that he's coming, maybe expecting a fight? Those are our. Which one of those would we rather do?
And what were our
Okay.
options again? That you
So-
Well, I think our options
suggested?
are what we've said before, to try and get them to come here expecting to fight us, and then we kind of surprise them. But they'll be coming ready for a fight, versus
All right.
waiting for the leader to leave and ambushing him.
I'm going to take 10 minutes.
Sure. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm going to light some incense. I'm going to sit down on a carpet, and I'm going to cast some spells. But most importantly, I have a question for you. This question, I would like you to roll for me a percentile chance.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. It is what's the caster level bonus here?
I vote for ambushing him when he's not expecting it.
You vote for ambushing him when he's going to expect it.
When he's not expecting it.
So,
So when he's leaving the building, he doesn't know. We attack him. That's
but we don't
what
know
I
when he's
vote
going to
for.
leave the building.
okay.
True enough.
So, I would like you to roll a percentile chance. I have an 80% chance of success. Now I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure. Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to see that, but okay.
No, that's fine. I'm very transparent with you guys. I don't like to lie.
When next is the head of the Thieves Guild supposed to leave?
The next time he leaves, it'll be about 3 in the morning. He does.
And where will he be?
He will be at the. Let me bring out the map. He'll be
Do
at
you go by the way?
Yeah, you doing a commune, I think.
Divination.
Yeah, you're doing a commune. Oh, divination. Okay. All right. So
Aren't you a wizard?
Am I?
Mm,
Wink.
I asked.
Actually, he is. He's not in the. He's not there. He's basically at one of the other taverns, which is over here. Anyway, you guys are basically over here, by the way.
So, what I have asked you is where will he be when he next leaves, and when will that be?
Yep, 3 a.m. in that tavern. Let's go.
Today? Then that's where we will go. My divination ends. There's the information. We can act on it if we want.
Perfect. Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right.
Just
All
tell
right.
dumb lady to wait here.
I'm going to cast it. Well, what time is it now compared to what time that will be?
About 10 o'clock at night. So
AM?
you got a couple
Or
hours.
10, 8, 9. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to cast False Life on myself.
All right. All right,
It's
so-
how many hours?
It's 10 o'clock,
About
11,
5
12.
hours.
Yeah,
5
5
hours.
5 hours. Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah, I wouldn't do that just
I'm
yet.
gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
All right, so here's the thing. The fight is probably going to be maybe an hour, probably an hour and a half, maybe. Well, I don't know.
Maybe, maybe not.
You guys good for the time? Are you guys fine with the time? Nobody's
Well,
got to
I'm
go.
fine
I
with
am,
the
but I
time.
think,
Well-
Catherine, you have to go soon, don't you?
Yeah, she said
Yeah,
she's going to be.
Kind of have to go.
I'm fine walking out mid-fight.
Yeah, I mean, I can start it if you guys want. But like, I might have to go in the middle, and then you guys would have to finish without me.
No, we could just stop for next week.
It's up to you guys.
We'll just get a note down of all continuous effects currently on at the time.
Well,
And
Why don't we
This
get to the point where? Why don't we get to the point where we're just starting? We're ready to roll the initiative, and then so we can go get right into it next
all
week.
right.
We do
All
that.
right. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I could probably stay for another half an hour, but that's about it.
All right, then. That should be long enough.
That's what I'm
Probably.
saying. Like, I mean, we could start the fight, but like, sometimes our fight goes long, so it might not be over.
Well, I'm fine with just stopping in the middle, right? I mean, do we? If we need
No,
to.
I'd like want to basically start
You
at
want
the
to be
beginning.
continuous?
I just like I
Yeah.
kind of need to be asleep at like a reasonable hour. So
That's
I mean, I
okay.
could probably do another half an hour, but it takes me a little bit to fall asleep, and I have to like brush my teeth and stuff.
All right, so it took a while for this thing to pop up, but it finally did. All right, so why don't we stop here? This is where you guys meet him out at the pub. Here is what he looks like, and let me just put him on the roster. Where is he?
So I could do half an hour. So we're not gonna do the fight or not.
I think it's
I don't
alright
think
if we
so.
just do it next week.
All
Not
right.
a big deal.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll start with that.
All right, this is the guy, and his entourage comes out behind him, and a couple
Nice.
of guys. Yeah.
Were they up to no good?
Well, there
Start making
are.
trouble in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, you already know.
Pouring and thieving.
Yeah. Let me put you guys on the map.
He's an adulterer. We should kill him.
Well, I mean, it's not that uncommon back in the day.
Instant kill. Oh, you
What
just
the
like
fuck
instantly
is
kill
that?
him.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
The
Claude
fuck is
put
that?
that in there.
That's my familiar.
All right.
I was about to say that's what my character really looks like, but then
That's
never
my
mind.
familiar. It's a ghostly visage.
Spooky.
How do I make him smaller?
Oh, I got to do that. So, all right. So there you go. Then we got Kel. We got Thea. Already put her in there.
Double
Wow, that
Theas.
alarm skull works great.
Double Theas.
All right. Is everybody in?
Can you clone yourself?
I need
And,
my.
I don't think. Am I in there?
yeah, I need.
I don't think I'm in there.
No, we shouldn't bring him. Should we bring him? Up to you guys.
Who?
He's not a wizard. I don't
Should
know.
Should we bring him? He's a big skull.
I need my guards
Okay.
though.
My God, no
All the guards,
mundanes.
right.
He's
Could you
undead.
layer the familiar above things so I can, like, not lose it, hopefully?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and
Yeah,
put.
I've done that before. I've lost my familiar.
You're familiar. What
Yeah,
is?
can you make him up?
Let me put that guy. Then you guys over here. Paste you guys over here again. And there's
a
your
second copy of
familiar.
So many.
And then they
So
got
many of them.
s- All right, everybody got. Oh, you already have two of them. Okay. There's your
Oh my
two
God, you deleted
guys. No, wait a minute. You
You
already.
deleted me.
No. Shit. Let me just put the guy
What's
in there
up?
again.
I got
There
it.
he is. Okay. All right. So everybody's kosher because
Yeah,
he
man.
it
Yeah.
was his entourage.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I think we're gonna set up, right? Like, I'm gonna be hiding in the shadows, just outside. So when he comes out, I'm
Oh, is the
close by to
female
backstab him, that
is the
kind of thing.
female with you guys, by the way?
No, I think we leave her behind, right? Tell her to stay where
Yeah.
she is.
Stay where you are.
No, we
Come
should
back.
bring her with us. She's dominated. She can fight.
Really?
Watch our chimera.
She won't. She won't do things against her character. So I think.
Oh, so
like,
she won't watch a chimera?
She'd get another
That's
saving
against
throw.
her character?
Let's see
Well,
here.
no.
Oh, I see what you're
Fighting
saying.
her boss. The Chimera thing, yeah, but fighting her boss is what I'm saying. That'll give her another saving throw, I think.
Oh, with a
But
plus two.
I'm just gonna tell her to protect my chimera and just stay still.
That's
Protect
fine.
my chimera.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, we can't hear you. Morningstar, I think.
Oh, I said
I
doing something
hear morning.
suicidal would give her another saving throw, but she doesn't get one for attacking her friends.
No, it says any subject forced to take actions against its nature receives a new saving throw with a plus 2 bonus. So killing your friends is probably against your nature.
Not necessarily. She's a thief.
No.
I mean,
Anyway, that's not gonna work.
I think we leave her behind.
Yeah.
So, like,
if she fails
I'm
to save,
gonna
then,
be-
yeah, she has to keep killing them, but she will.
I'm going to be hiding in
the.
the shadows outside
Sure,
the
yeah.
bar.
All right, you will just go ahead and do a hide, and I'll roll the spot. But since everybody
Yeah, but-
is pretty much just making, just walking in there like Billy Badass,
Yeah.
they won't be able to spot you, but they'll be able to try to kick their ass real fast. So.
I would have. I'm gonna probably cast like fly on myself when we're on our way here, so that I can like fly up to one of these places and be at like a height.
Okay, great.
I got a hide 37, so
All right. Okay, so you guys see him coming out of the tavern. We'll roll some high checks and all that good stuff. All right. Well, I guess you guys got a mouthful as far as what's going on in this particular town. There's the contraband that's going into the Drow City that's in Coranthor. There's the two thieves guild that are being manipulated by the master, and then there's the muscle that they use from Zintel Keep and the Hillsfire in order to keep the arms flowing in and out of town. All right, so there's a bit of a plot to this town, but hopefully you guys can kill the master, and then that should be it for this particular area. As far as Zintel Keep and the Hillsfire, they might or might not give a shit, since their allegiance is to their own town, not to the master. And you already know this because the dominated lady told you so. All right, so cool. I guess we made it on time. Catherine can go to sleep, and if you guys have any
Yep, great.
questions, can answer them now.
Hey, who's from Canada?
I am.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Because in the last video I was watching, I think Nelson said something about going back to Canada.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm from Canada.
did
Yeah,
I?
me too.
Canada's the best.
Where in Canada are you?
I'm right outside of Toronto in Mississauga. I don't know if you know what that is.
Oh, yeah, I'm in London.
Oh, cool.
A lot of Canadians play D&D for some reason.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
just that I think that there's less like places to go and play D&D IRL in Canada.
that's what I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. They have like
Like there
Wow.
seems like there's more like campaigns that happen IRL in America, whereas in Canada there's not a heck of a lot.
Right. Was one of the other guys who left from Canada? Because I didn't think that
Yeah,
remark
his
was
name
aimed at
was
you.
his name was Araka. He was Canadian as well.
Oh, okay.
He was the
Yeah, 'cause-
dwarf.
Yeah.
all right. So there were two Canadians. Wow.
Yeah, he had to. He got something about his job or something, and yeah, I did kind of say, hey, let's just role play like tonight. So the other guy was,
No, that's good.
yeah. Well, it usually like the new people really like the first game, and then it'll kind of. Well, hopefully, if the story keeps going, I don't know where you guys want to take this. For example, you can go ahead and follow the lead to the Drow City. You guys seem to be somewhat good at. Well, there's a shitload of mages, so I don't think there should be a problem with you disguising yourselves and infiltrating the city of Maryland, or however you pronounce it. I do have the Drow City kind of ready to go, but again, it's really up to you guys on how you want to proceed. So,
Okay, well I'm gonna head to bed. It was really nice to
All
meet
right.
you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Catherine.
Bye.
pleasure's
Like,
all mine.
Bye.
Bye.
okay, I'll stop.